We're having a laugh. No, dude. I don't know what it is with PC stuff. Like, this is why, respectfully, console's better. PC stuff has an issue where, like, it'll just not connect for some reason. Like, it's supposed to auto-connect my microphone to my audio, and for some reason it chose not to. It just was default, and default means it's connected to nothing. I don't know why default's an option if it's not anything. Default is supposed to be the mic, but apparently not. I've had this issue twice with 2nd and 6. It's terrible, but what I was saying is apologies that I'm a couple minutes late. Apparently Amazon Prime decided to screw over their viewers just like every streaming service does. You can no longer simultaneously stream the same thing, trying to have it show the Hornets game on 2 different devices, and it was not doing it. But we got it fixed. I am now watching currently the Spanish version on my monitor, and the English one is outside. So I've got that being played on here. Then I obviously have the game on my TV. So we should be all good. Sea Cookie's in here, Indie Rock, Pennin, Weedy, Sector, Ortega. Yeah, it was a annoying mute, and it's like, everything isn't great. Even the monitor itself is doing the thing it's done a few times to me where, like, if I put my mouse all the way to the left, it goes off the screen for some reason, but it is what it is. So getting this up there we go. Okay. So obviously last night was a pretty crazy game. We ended up seeing the Gamblers lose in overtime. I know some people are going to have issues with, like, the field goal and how it kind of really did look like that was a good field goal. At the end of the day, I don't really feel bad for the Gamblers for losing that game because Sumlin had that he could have challenged. Remember, you can challenge anything in the UFL. And he could have challenged the holding call that negated a touchdown. At the end of the day, it's like kind of what Maddie said. Houston lost mainly because their coach failed to use the challenges right. So that's kind of on him. And then when it comes to the rest of the game, we ended up seeing that, Redmond was able to do very well with the Kings. If they had lost in overtime by not scoring, that would have been a terrible look for them. The fact they won an OT. Crazy they went back-to-back, but yeah. Sub T-Dog, just got off work right in time. Gamblers. Yeah, it is great that the Kings got that win. Fire Kevin. Yeah, I mean, the mix of how he's been handling the quarterback injuries and telling it to the public, a mix of not challenging those plays, is a lot. It's not been looking good for him. Like I said in the Game Picks video, that really did feel like a playoff game. Even though they're the same record, I think most of us can agree that it feels like the Kings still very well could make a playoff run if they just start getting hot. Whereas it does feel like the Gamblers are doomed. You know what I mean? It's looking rough for them. But, yeah, we got a bit more, so we're just, I've got the Magic game pulled up. I'm going to be watching 2 games at once, I guess. So, let's see the Magic. Banchero, come on, missed that. And he missed it. We'd love to see it. We love a Paulo Banchero miss right there. That's what we want to see. Keep doing that. Keep missing shots, Paolo. That's what we want. Let me use in New Orleans, bring back the Breakers. The attendance, yeah, it was bad. To that G-Boney, I will say this. To every team outside of Houston, yes. Even Dallas, like I've said. Even Dallas, I am getting annoyed by it. But Houston, I am for it. I said last year that you give Houston 1 more year with good marketing. If it still sucks, you might be cooked. But every other team, it is getting annoying. Like, especially Orlando. Orlando's the one that's the most aggravating to me. Because with Orlando, it's like, I've seen people being like, oh, it should be better, it should be better. Like, they're forgetting that the Guardians didn't really draw, like, 20K. The Storm through 2 games has been really solid. And I don't get why people are hating on it. It's just so aggravating seeing that. That's the most annoying one, is that, like, people talking about Orlando, it's like, dude, stop it, okay? They're getting people into attendance. It's going to be good. That's the most aggravating. Orlando's the most aggravating when it comes to people talking about relocation. Like, you're really going to relocate the Storm because they're doing better than the Guardians did? What? Yeah. Renegades are definitely the better team, but they let it go too close to comfort last time. They better bring the game. Ooh, thank you for putting that. I need to put this up real quick. Not going to see you guys for a second. Start a poll. Who wins? Last time, kind of forgot to do this, but not this time. Who wins? So we've got Columbus and we've got Dallas. And yes, I put this on the wrong order. There we go. Man, this week is something else. Both Dallas and Orlando 3-0 attendance. I mean, Orlando doesn't have an attendance issue. Like, I don't think they have it all. Like, I know a lot of people think that 10K plus is the benchmark. I've always said the benchmark is whatever has been set and exceeding that. Orlando, through 2 games, has exceeded that mark. They have been successful. Dallas, No. Granted, part of the issue is where the stadium is. I've talked to a couple people after I made that video. I've talked to people that live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've talked to other people. The issue with that stadium is that Arlington, even though Choctaw as a stadium was a rougher one to play football in, the thing that's important to note, Subclad, with that is that it was in a central location in that area, and Frisco isn't. So, like, a lot of places that would, let's say, a 20, 40-minute drive to Arlington are now a lot longer for Frisco. So that's part of the issue, is that Frisco is just in a kind of bad location for a lot of other teams. But Orlando, I don't think has an issue, whatever. That's what I would say. That was definitely a turning point. It was a great one for the Kings. I mean, Jason Bean, once again, tale of two halves of a quarterback. I will say, the one thing I did not like is the amount of people trashing him for the we need to run the ball more. Because, yes, I get that every quarterback wants to run the football. To me, that shows somebody that's self-aware. That I actually took a lot of respect in. Yes, it's easy for a quarterback to say, let me throw the ball 50 times a game, but it takes a quarterback that's truly smart to realize, hey, that's how you lose football games. If you're only throwing the ball 40 times a game, you're probably going to lose because you're probably going to be losing the whole game. So like we said, right, if your ground game sucks, continues to suck, and you don't use it, it's going to end up hurting your passing game. It's going to make your ground game even worse. So I actually took respect for that because he was right. They had like one run play in like 10 or something, and it's like if you're Bean, they know you're passing. They know they're going to be able to get the pass rush in. So I actually like that. With that being said, he still played pretty rough in that second half for sure. It was a bit rough. But yeah, what's up, Indy? I will say, I think both parts are true when it comes to Houston. At some point, it's a mix of both. They have completely butchered that market, and the market is clearly not caring. It's one of those things where it's a double-edged sword, where it's just rough. The biggest problem, as I've always said, was day one they should have been the Gamblers. Whether or not you liked the fact that USFLPA forced the hand of the league to keep that fourth team, they should have stuck with the Gamblers because that's the team that got brought in there. Instead, when you called them the Roughnecks, you instead angered both fan bases. And it's now been too late for you to truly get back the fan base from the Gamblers because they already got pissed off and left 2 years ago. So it's one of those things where you kind of screwed it up in both ways. And especially as I was pointing out, the fact that San Antonio had such good attendance last year, despite that team being not good, to be nice, it's definitely rough. Talia, though, was a lot better. I will say that. Yeah, indeed. Talia did look a lot better yesterday. Maybe he was having Tua in attendance, but he did look a lot better yesterday than he did against DC for sure. Still wasn't good enough to get the win, but again, part of that was coaching, as we've talked about with Sector and all that someone really should have challenged 2 separate plays, but yeah. Because it's like at some point, you do have to show up for a team. Because let's call it let me pull this up real quick so I'm not yapping without knowing the facts. Let me pull up 2024. 2024 UFL season, scroll down. So in 2024, the team had a 9K number. They've not come close to 9K since then. They then had 3 separate games at 6,000. They were actually basically on par with the Showboats in terms of bad attendance. And then the year after that, they fell a lot as well, as they ended up having an average of 5,700. And they're currently on track to once again go down. It's one of those things where, like, at some point, you have to at least not be going down, and they keep going down. The only way Houston stays is really because of the fact that Houston is such a juggernaut market. As I've said, I don't think everybody realizes how big Houston is. Like, I think a lot of people assume Houston is, like, the same as Dallas. It's a big city, but not, like, that big. Houston's a mega market for media, and that's the biggest advantage they have of having a team there. And it's why I said last year why if you're going to move the Showboats, you don't necessarily move the Roughnecks at the time because Houston is just such a mega market that if you get even like a 0.5 TV rating, it just shoots those TV ratings up so much. But yeah. I will say, Sector, that is, based on what we know, untrue. Based on everything we can tell, New Orleans would at worst be like the second best expansion team. So not counting St. Louis, they'd probably be the second best attended team in the league, maybe third. New Orleans is what OKC is on steroids. They have been consistently like the top team in terms of TV ratings, top market that doesn't have a team on TV ratings. And that's in spite of the fact they ended up losing the Breakers. So I will say that that isn't true. They would definitely garner well over 12K a game unless they absolutely sucked. Because I'd say that they're more of a like guarantee, but other ones. But yeah. The one thing with that is it's like I don't want to name names, but there's other people that talk like slow, and I would rather be like a faster talker than like a slow one. But it's one of those things where it definitely determines on certain things for sure. But yeah. Also, the Rockets in the playoffs next home game. I forgot the Rock. Dude, the Rockets. Oh my god. That's going to be a great series. That's going to be a good series. The Seattle. I mean, yeah, Seattle, it's one of those where it's, they need to come back. I know there's question marks about stadium. Seattle needs to come back. That's a market that deserves their team. They definitely do. I feel like I missed something else, maybe. Denzel, sup, Denzel, watching SmackDown. I've got that taped. I mean, technically, I'm watching two things, the same team. Sup, Jay, saw you there. But currently, I've got the Hornets game on, and then I've also got the UFL game on, naturally. Scroll down. Team will play. Oh, it's a Giants tweet. Okay. Oh, we're going to lose so bad. If the Brahmas return, they should definitely go back. They would definitely go back to rooting for them. I would think so. They were a very good team in terms of attendance last year. That team sucked. They were so bad last year on the defensive side of the ball. Peyton Pardee improved that offense, but it was one of those things where it was very much like the Showboats last year when Mazzoni joined in. It's so hard to improve like the worst unit in the league to being super competent when you're just becoming that guy during the season. And they still averaged a really solid amount of people per game. I definitely do agree. I think they would still want them. For the sake of attendance, for the sake of the market, and for the sake of parity, I do agree. It'd be better for the league to see Columbus win. I've still got Dallas winning. I'm not a fan of Ted Ginn being back as the head coach for the Aviators. I think we might see some issues with there, but we'll see. I have not seen the Shrine stuff, but I have heard they should be done soon. That would be a great place for them to play. And, of course, the USFL had already talked to them, so there already is something there right there. Denver, Portland, a few other places. There's definitely a lot of places you can do if they want to do the slow one for sure. I hate that he's not back, man. Like I said, dude, imagine him coaching the Gamblers. His grandfather literally coached this team, dude. That would have been such a great thing. But it's clear that even though Rapoli wants to talk about bringing in younger players, he clearly didn't care about the coaches because Jaron Horton and Pardee don't have a job, which is insane. But yeah, it would have been so cool to see Pardee be the head coach for the Gamblers, man. That would have been awesome. Definitely the biggest L they have. And we got to move this because they're trying to Fox 1. What a joke, bro. Just go back to calling it like the Fox Sports app, whatever it was. Yeah, like I said, Boise, I was kind of expecting. I guess that, Mike was not a big fan of him, but hey. And with that, Jace, 2028 is basically Panthers guaranteed unless there's issues with the stadium. I mean, when you consider how packed that team was at the end, oh, man. That game yesterday was a great game. That was a great game yesterday. Last 5 games, you had 4 absolute bangers. And then you had DC Houston. But outside of DC Houston, you had a lot of bangers this past, like, literally yesterday and this past weekend. But I will say this, speaking of stuff, very intriguing that we don't have a game on Sunday. Like, the content creator in me is actually happy about that because it means I don't have to rush to get stuff out as bad. I'll probably still try to get the Power Rankings video out by Sunday. I might push it to Monday just because of all the sports going on tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah. Yes, I want Todd Haley's head coach for sure. Coach with the crown for the Kings. Love to see it. Excuse me. Nice to get a day off. It is nice for that I get to have a little day, especially after a little while where it was just so rough as well. But yeah. Okay. What's over here? What never took away Brahmas. Hey, Dwayne Johnson, man, he got it. Bro, we're down 17 already. Dude, I looked away for like 2 minutes. Oh my god, bro. Every time I... Okay. Hey, you know what? At least we beat the Heat. You know, did it take LaMelo taking out the unethical Hooper? Yes, it did. All the Kobe fans are happy about it? Yes, they are. Yeah. Taking what we got next year. I wouldn't be too shocked at that. I've actually heard a couple people say similar things to that. So I don't disagree with that necessarily, and I think that would be the right call. Todd Haley definitely should be. Again, like it's like I've always said with the UFL, you at this point you have 4 groups of people really, and yes, this is negating 2019, 2020 AFXFL. You have the USFL fans, the XL fans, the UFL fans, and the new UFL fans. And then you have that overarching group of people who are just like the true sickos that love every single league. The guys that didn't watch the USFL don't realize that to this point, the best quarterback in Kings franchise history is somehow, some way, Cole Kelly. And that was because of Todd Haley. Todd Haley made him, he got the best out of Cole Kelly. Did he get the worst out of Te'amu? Sure. So, bit of a negative. But he got the best out of Cole Kelly. Cole Kelly's still the best quarterback the franchise has had. He did more for that team in 2023 than Te'amu did in 2022. More than Cookus did for him. More than, that offseason tournament he had. Did more for them than Troy Williams did. He did more for them than anyone else. And that was a large part because of Todd Haley. And yes, we all like to do the meme about how they got beat 42-2. But when you eliminate the 2 blowouts, they still ended up having a very, they lost the rest of their 3 games by, 3 points or less. So, Todd Haley is definitely a solid coach for this league, for sure. I do agree with that sector. He definitely should have gotten at least a suspension. The fact that you basically just gave him we're investigating, and then he's just gone for, a week, not even a week, for, 3 days, is insane. Get another job in Ohio. Then the NFL, NCAA, Dallas. Yeah, Houston needs to go. Another one. What else? Avies need to shore up the defense. Yeah, the Aviators definitely do. Captain Munderland is definitely a... We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Posts over here. Anything new? Not yet. Anything new over here? Maybe? No, okay. Man, dude, the Hornets are going to blow this game. I mean, they're down 17 still. Dang it. You seen the Birmingham Red uniforms? I have not yet. I have not. Let me see. Dude, Twitter's search engine is so bad. The skip holds. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? Oh, that's LH. Okay, I was wondering what that was for a split second. Okay, now I can see it. I'm like, okay, that's good. Okay. Still crazy that we're finally getting their first home game. It only took to week 4. Crazy. Move that there. They have gold numbers. Okay, that's a W. That's definitely a good thing. Honest to God, I think I picked a higher scoring game as well, but I do not remember off the top of my head. But we'll see. Renegades, Aviators, in Columbus. Friday Night Football, baby. 2nd week in a row, we have the rematch on a Friday. Interviewing Austin Reed in the sideline right now. Damn, that end zone looks packed. Wonder if Ted will actually be sober for this game. Who knows with good old Ted Ginn. 4 passing TDs, both UFL records. Honestly, it's pretty shocking that 4 is the record. I know it's a different league, but that's pretty crazy. Someone took a pic in the locker room. Oregon. Honestly, it's not a bad place. There's a lot of places that they could. That's definitely one that I wouldn't be super shocked. I mean, hey, if they pulled OKC out of nowhere, I know they're getting the stadium, but I know people were kind of thinking that was a secondary, tertiary tier at that point. I don't know. Ted Ginn, man, he's looking so happy on the sideline. Maybe he hit the bottom. I'm joking. The Aviators are 0-3. The stadium looks semi-full. Hey, the Kings looked really good, and they were 0-3 too. Gotta love it. They're technically 0-2, but you know what I mean. Well, let's see what happens. Columbus is going to be kicking the ball off. Dallas is going to be getting it first. Let's see what happens. The battle of the 3-0 and the 0-3. Return is up to the 5. It's boggled, but he gets it up to the 20. Cuts to the right. Gets to the 25. The 30. Goes out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. And on the other monitor, Kobe White hits a free throw to cut the deficit to 17 again. Oh my god. They need to get rid of Ginn. Bro, just promote Todd Haley. Just admit it. They need to do it. So let's see what Austin Reed can do. Last week was his worst game by far. Part of it was the rain, the short week. He had an incredible week 1 and week 2. So let's see what happens against this Aviators team. Again, this is the direct rematch after they played last week. 100 by Dallas. Let's see. Looks to be under center. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Reed looks left side, looks to the middle field, throws it deep over the middle. It is caught for about a 15-yard gain. First play of the game. Already off to a bad start for Columbus's defense. Deontay Burnett with a nice 15-yard reception right there. Just a very solid play. Crazy. Just threw perfect throw. I hate my Rivoli. 1st and 10 for Dallas in shotgun. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball again. See you at halftime, Denzel. I hope you enjoy this. It's back down. Ball is snapped. They fake it, or they hand it off again. Nice rush. He keeps breaking tackles. He gets about 13 yards on the carry. About 12, my bad. 12 yards on the carry. Great run. He could have easily gotten still. He looked like he was getting it 6 yards and be taken down. Broke like 2 tackles. Ended up falling forward. Great play for him. Oh, you missed it. He's talking about the Brahmas, saying that if he didn't join, the Brahmas would still be here. Get the upset win. Hey, it will be great for the market if Columbus could get the win, especially because if you're 0-4, you're basically done. At that point, you almost have to go 6-0, which is just so much to ask. So you got to win this game if you're Columbus. This is a must-win. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left. Throws it. It is caught, and it's going to be about a 5-yard game for Dallas. I will say, we haven't mentioned it, but dude, last night's kicking game, oh my god, dude. They made so many 50-yarders. Crazy. And then he had the one kick that, looked like it was good that they said wasn't. Oh, man, it was a great kicking game. Tanner Brown, Hoyland, both might be getting NFL shots. Right now, I got like 3 kickers that are on NFL watch. 2nd and 6 for Dallas in shotgun. Motioning a little tight end a little bit farther back. Ball snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right, gets the first down, gets to the 30, breaks a tackle to 25, breaks another tackle to 20, and gets to about the 15. Insane run. He broke about 3 tackles on that play. Just great right there. The Kings' run D went to Columbus. Hey, the Kings' run D is decent compared to this one. This Aviators' run defense is so weak. Man, we're down 21 now. Dude, I just keep looking over to my monitor and I see the Hornets are down by more and more. Oh, man, this is rough. It is rough being a Hornets fan, bro. Another night of 9-1, but hope to join the second half. Thanks to the stream in the meantime. Hey, it's great to have you, even if it's just for a little bit, or if you can only listen to the audio and all that. Hopefully, we'll be able to see you more in halftime. Ball is snapped. It's a little screen pass to the left. He gets hit low, and he ends up losing about 1 yard in the play. If Columbus doesn't win this game, they'll probably win next week against Houston. Dude, if they don't win this game, that's a tough baby. That's a tough baby. That'll be an interesting, bro. The movable force against the what is it? The movable force versus the stoppable defense or whatever. That's bro. Anyone could be Houston. I mean, hey, it was close yesterday. If Hoyland makes one of those kicks, or they call it a make because it looked like it was a make, and if someone challenges that play, we might be talking about a different game. 2nd and 11, ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Throws it down, and it's going to be incomplete, getting pressure. It looks like he's going to try to throw it to Vons, but ended up getting hit as he threw. It's going to be 3rd and 11. So let's see what happens now. 11 minutes and 40 seconds left. The Tank Bowl next week. Oh, man, we might have the first Tank Bowl next week. I didn't even realize that. That if Columbus loses this game, that is for sure Tank Bowl. We'll have the first Tank Bowl of the year. That's going to be great. 3rd and 11. Let's see what Dallas can do here. The unstoppable option. About 11 and a half minutes, a little under left in the first quarter. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field, looks to the right. Rolls up in the pocket. He might be running for this. He's currently going to his right. He throws it in the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. It looks like that was by what? By the little guy? By Stoops? Yes. Mark Stoops with the touch. I believe it's Mark Stoops or Drake Stoops. Drake Stoops with the touchdown. Beautiful throw by Reed. That was a beautiful one right there. Threw it right through about like 4 defenders overall. Touchdown Dallas. They're up 6-0 already within the first 5 minutes of the game. Look at that. That was great moves. Oh, man, it's beautiful. Good pocket presence. Able to evade, get out of the pocket, and then just threw an absolute dart right there. Love to see that. Tank Ball and ABC. Oh my god, I gotta turn this fans up. Absolutely rough. Dude, this NC heat sucks so bad, dude. Out of nowhere, it just gets hot and you're just stuck dealing with it. If them heroes ain't voting for that, they villains. Oh, no, that's... A Tank Bull gets precedent. That's going to be the guaranteed one for next week. It is good, so it is 7-0 after that kick. Because, I mean, let me look this up real quick. UFL. Week 5. Okay, I guess it is on a... Ooh, Sunday. Okay, a Sunday game. Yeah, it's going to be a good one right there. Hold up. Did I just miss that wrong? Oh, I forgot to do this. I knew I forgot something when I was doing this. Oh, okay, so let's copy this. Go over here. Man, so awkward doing this. I am live for the... There we go. Put that there. Have to fix the spell checks. And bam, post that. Love to see that. Beautiful. Go over here. And live. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, if Columbus wins, still might be, honestly. Back to back. I mean, it might be. I have not fully looked at the schedule in a little bit, not gonna lie. Oh my god, it is. That's a Friday game. The Gamblers versus the Aviators. Yeah, we might get back to back. That's crazy. Gotta love it, dude. What a game. 7-0 to start immediately, dude. If Columbus gets completely blown out, that'd be insane, but... Hey, I wouldn't be too shocked. You know, you got rid of the better coach, or you didn't get rid of him, but, you know, you should have gotten rid of the coach that you have now. You didn't, and, you know, it might end up screwing you, but we'll see. Man, I gave the Aviators a lot of faith. I thought they were going to make this a close game. They better, because yesterday sucked, man. I was, like, 2 plays away from being, like, perfect in my thing yesterday in terms of, like, overall picks, but OD screwed it up. Still can't believe that RAF has, like, damn near as good cards as the UFC. It's crazy. Hey, good old UFC, man. TKO, one of the worst companies out there right now. They have no idea what they're doing with any company they own. Are we serious? Put my little box of drinks way too far away. Anymore, I'm so upset. Hey, at least they can't lose this week. You know, if they're not playing, they can't lose, I guess. And hey, you can always held your hat knowing that if, let's say, the Kings miss the playoffs, the Brahmas still are a better franchise all the time because they actually made a championship. Faith 2, I picked them to win tonight. But that game was gone. Yeah. Did happen. Very debatable decision, but they chose to keep him for some reason, and we'll see. What's this over here? Nothing really. Let's see. I haven't checked in a second. Perhaps could the Hornets be not losing by 25? They're really not even showing the score? That's crazy. Oh, and they're losing by 22. Yay. God, dude. The kickoff is up. Is going to be recovered initially about the 6-yard line up to the 15, the 20. Cuts to the left, and he gets tackled down at about the 22-yard line. We'll see if Columbus is able to answer. McClendon is still the quarterback of the team. So far, we haven't really seen too many teams change their quarterbacks. Obviously, Louisville has played a couple of them. Houston has mainly due to injuries. Not mainly, but partially due to injuries, partially due to overall poor play. But so far, Teamu, McClendon, Corral, Reed, they've all been the starters for the whole time on their teams. Orlando, Jack Plummer. Matt Krause somehow, but still is. So we'll definitely see who's going to be the first of those guys to get benched. Obviously, we had Silvers get benched this past weekend, so we'll see who's the next victim to fall for that. Could be McClendon, depending how this game goes, so let's see. 1st and 10 for the Aviators at the 22. Wow, they give him the 23. At the 23-yard line. Under center, ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts to the left, and gets about 7 yards in the carry. I did see somebody somewhere talk about the run offenses and tried to say that, like, DC, and I think it was, like, I don't remember who else said, like, Orlando or something, were, like, the only good rush offenses in the league. And I remember sitting there being like, no, the Aviators are technically, like, the best rushing attack in the league right now, somehow. Mainly because they have 3 separate guys that are running the ball, like, all efficiently. No other team really has it. Like, even Dallas technically hasn't had a good run game. It's been more so like they had, like, 1 or 2 big rushes. That could change tonight, but we'll see. But this Ginn dude who's downing tequila shots at the sideline, oh my god. 2nd and 4, ball is snapped. McClendon looks to the right, throws. It is caught at about the 38-yard line. That's the one thing I always love about McClendon, outside of the fact that he can move, is the fact that he does have that ability to throw those rocket passes. It's something that's comes back to bite him when he does, like, the 4-yard passes and he's rocket arming them. But for throws like that, it just makes it to where you can just get it right to the receiver like that. Love to see it. So let's see what happens here. 1st and 10 for the Aviators. They can keep this drive going. 10 minutes left in the quarter. Three seconds left on the play clock. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Throws it deep to the right. He got one hand on it, but was not able to bring it in. There is a flag that looks like to be DPI on the Renegades. St. Louis had the worst run game in the league. And disgusting. Oh, what? You don't like 2.5 yards a carry? You don't like having to run the ball 4 times to maybe get a first down? Oh, man. Holding on the defense. Okay. So, again, if you want to vote on the game right now, I'm going to keep this open until this drive ends. Then I will be taking this off, so as an FYI. Oh, look at that. The Hornets cut the lead down to 19. Yay. Only a 19-point game. Knipple actually hit a shot. He couldn't do that at all on Tuesday or whatever day it was. Couldn't do that whatsoever. It was crazy, man. It was rough. It was a rough watch. But hey, LaMelo Ball, he took down the unethical Hooper, and we were able to get the W. 1st and 10 for the Aviators. Under center, 2 men behind him. He hands the ball off, and he gets about 5 yards on the carry. Again, this Aviators run offense is a very solid unit. Yes, the run defense is not, but the run offense is a very good unit. It is honestly very underappreciated. Yeah, 3 running backs that all could easily be starters on a few other teams. Love to see it. Absolutely not. St. Louis offense disgusts me in general. Yeah, we love just throwing it to Keem Butler, hoping he does everything. Trent Richardson stat lines. 2nd and 5. Yeah, but hey, when you're talking about spring football, you could be getting Trent Richardson AAF, but if you get the NFL Trent Richardson, ooh. Shotgun for Jalen McClendon. Ball is snapped, looks to the right side of the field, throws it, and it is going to be incomplete, but this might be a penalty. No, they might be saying he tripped or that it was uncatchable. 3rd and 5 for the Aviators. With about 8.5 minutes left in the game, or in the quarter. I can't put 1,000 yards. They're smart. You just throw to him every single time. Throw the ball to him like 15 times. Get at least 3 of them to be 50-yard receptions. Hey, it's possible. Let's see. Come on, Knipple. Oh, he didn't shoot. And they missed another shot. Yay. 3rd and 5 for the Aviators. Man, they just called another foul on the Hornets. Come on, man. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Rolling up the pocket. He's going to run for it. Oh, he slid too early. He slid about half a yard too early. Now they're going to be forced to go for it for the first down. Hate to see that. He should have dove. I know diving's more risky on injuries and all that, but he definitely should have at least waited. That's a rough call right there. 4th and 1 for the team. They should be able to get this with that ground game. It's literally less than a yard. They should be able to just hand it off or even just QB sneak this. Remember, you don't have to do a tush push. QB sneak is a play still. Let's see. Ball snapped, and they do decide to hand it off, and it looks like a first down. I think that's a first down. Yep, they're giving him initially a pretty decent spot. Should be a first down. 70% of the time we're getting a TD. Akeem ends the year with 1,200 receiving yards, probably 11 TDs. Did they only throw it to him? Wouldn't be too shocked. So first down for Columbus. Better than the Jason Bean slide at least. Hey, it's bad, but real ones know Chase Garver is sliding, or we should say lack thereof. More like him going out of bounds 4 yards short just to, protect himself. That's a pretty infamous one. As you love to see, you have a great ground game. You have 3 separate running backs, and you have a quarterback that can run. It's a very, very dynamic thing where you can just put in the guy you need at any given situation. It's part of what makes this ground game so effective for the Aviators. Are they looking at this? Are they looking to see if there's a first down? Yep, they are reviewing it right now. Remember, they only needed about half a yard. And this has to be conclusive. You have to be able to fully conclude that this was not a first down. Hakeem. Still reviewing this right now, and I dropped my bottle. And the ruling stands, not shocked. There was not enough to overturn it. It did look pretty clear that it was a first down initially, so it is upheld. 7 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter. It is 7-0 Dallas over Columbus. Let's see, any posts that are new? Let's see, they're in shotgun, one man behind McClendon in the backfield. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball snap. They do hand it off to Tawa, who cuts to the left, and he gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. It looks like they're actually giving him a full yard, which is a bit much. Almost a yard, but they gave him a little bit. We might not be asked. Hey, there's a few quarterbacks if you guys could be pretty good. Ooh, there is a Renegade defender down right now. One of their linemen is down currently. What's up, Captain Hom? Gotta love this so far. And of course, we're in commercial break while the... Gotta love dual commercial break. I can't even do play-by-play for the Hornets game, which is rough. But it is what it is. Maybe it's a good thing, because this Hornets game is not looking good. We might really lose to the Orlando Magic, which, man, that'd be rough, because this is not a great team. I think St. Louis should trade for Perez. I mean, obviously for them, they'd want it. I do feel like if they do end up trying to force Perez out of Dallas, I do have a feeling it's going to be to a different team. But we'll see. Me watching Froster 5 picks in the first, no, get through 7 in the second. Hey, he had 2, and then he, just threw it to Hakeem Butler. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow, because we are doing that game. The other live stream this weekend is, of course, the Battlehawks versus Defenders tomorrow, so we'll see how that game ends up going, but it'll be interesting. Because Tamu is yet to have a truly great game this year, but at the same token, Harrison Frost looked rough last week, until he just started throwing to Hakeem Butler the whole time. I got a feeling that if he does go, it's probably like... I feel like him to the Kings makes a lot of sense. I feel like he'd be great for that team, having a... Because the biggest issue is they don't have a consistent quarterback. They have a quarterback with really high highs and really low lows. If you give him a consistent player that is like 75% of good Jason Bean, you have a significantly better quarterback than Jason Bean. And so I think that's the main thing right there, is what I would say. And let's see, they get the rebound. Let's go. Or they get the steal. Come on, Hornets. You got to score something. You're down by over 20 again. You got to cut this lead to at least like 12, I'd say, by half. Go in. And he missed the shot. Come on. I think if St. Louis has enough talent, the rest of it, at the end of the day, like, you haven't seen your others. Like, you just played a bit of... Like, let's call it like it is. Would you rather have Michael Pratt or Chandler Rogers? I think most people would say Michael Pratt. Would you rather have their QB3 or Michael Pratt? You'd rather have Michael Pratt. The only reason he's not the second string is because he joined late. So, I mean, Michael Pratt, I think most people would say is like, the best of the 4 backups between both teams. So once he's fully there, you probably expect him to get some time in there. So that's part of what I would say. And, of course, you would like to have your new market be good. That's what I would say. 2nd and 9 for Columbus. Let's see what they can do here. Still shocked they gave him as much as they did in that first play, but this is a little over 2nd and 9. In shotgun, 3 receivers line up in the bunch to the right. Ball is snapped. They do a little pitch to Toa, who cuts to the left. He guts up the field, and he ends up getting about 5 yards on the play. It's going to make it about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 right there. Yeah, Frost is looking to be the starter. I'm pretty sure Ricky is all... He didn't fully confirm it earlier in the week, but I believe it is pretty much confirmed at this point that he is starting. We're speaking like Michael Pratt is Tom Brady. Hey, but, if you have a quarterback that you're comparing that's bad enough, anyone can look like Tom Brady. 3rd and 5 for Columbus. I mean, the biggest L was definitely Birmingham. I wouldn't be too shocked with him going to Birmingham either, just because Birmingham lost Elgersman because of the visa issues, which sucks because he would have been the starter this week, but it is what it is. Throw over the middle is caught, cuts up the field. First down, Columbus, and up to the 30. Out of bounds at almost exactly the 30. That was a really rough one to see. Number one, overall hurts the league in a sense that you're having the big name Canadian player who everybody was stunned with going to the UFL, not able to even play in the league because of visa issues. That really does suck to see, especially with how Corral played. He would have been put in that game last week and would have been the starter this week, and instead he's gone. So now you're having to roll with a much more questionable backups in Smith and Hires. Ooh. 1st and 10 for the Aviators are under center. They pitch it back. Cuts inside, breaks a tackle, gets hit by the second guy. 2-yard game, but there is a flag. Sup, Trevor? Go Aviators. Hey, they're taking a lot of time off the clock right now. So far, been around a 6-minute drive, and there is a flag. Let's see who this flag is on. Illegal formation, 5-yard penalty for Columbus. So going to be a 1st and 15 now for him. That was moved out of Dallas. In hindsight, you probably should have stayed at Choctaw. Hindsight's 2020. Clearly, the location geography-wise mattered more than people thought, but yeah. Oh, yeah, those 2 games are going to be great tomorrow. Those are going to be some great games. Dude, Birmingham versus Orlando, dude, A.J. McCarron. He's going to want revenge, especially with Skip Holtz in the building. Oh, my God, the pressure is going to be insane. Then D.C. St. Louis, dude, if you're D.C., you cannot get swept by your rival. In shotgun, ball is snapped, looks to the left side of the field. And he's going to take this sack. He should have... Oh, it's a rough one. Depending on exactly where they do this, is that going to be a 10-yard loss? Anywhere to a 20-yard loss. We'll see exactly where they do this one. So we'll see exactly where they spot this. This is a bad one. He kept going backwards even after getting hit. He didn't want to throw it away at risk of getting fumble or anything. And, of course, has to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it's just a rough one. Pocket collapsed immediately. Tried to roll out. The DN was able to get off this guy. Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a big loss for him. Yeah, 2nd and 26, 16 or 10-yard loss. Not as big loss as it could have been, but we'll see what they do here. They got to get at least 10 yards here on this play. Ball snap. That easily could have been delay of game. They're going to throw it down, and it's going to be incomplete. Borderline a blessing, because if that was a deep play, I would not have been shocked if Dallas were to use their challenge early. That would have easily been a delay of game, but they decided not to. Oh, Dallas is cooked. Columbus is a weird one. It hurts losing some guys. It's not like McClendon's been terrible. If you compare him to, Corral, Silvers, he hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't really been as good as we expected him to be. He was supposed to be an MVP candidate, and he has not been that. So, it definitely is a rough one. Showing Todd Haley right now on the sideline. 3rd and 26. Remember, they have to go for it on 4th down, and they are not in real field goal position. They need to get at least a few more yards for that, so we'll see. Could have been another delay of game. They hand it off, gets hit, and he keeps going and gets 2 yards. Not a fan of that play. I understand the idea of it, but didn't end up working. Going to be a super long 4th down. You're going to be forced to go for this. You can't kick this. So let's see what they end up doing. You spent damn near 10 minutes to not score unless you get a miracle 1st down here. You look fine, that light blue. Let's see what happens here. 4th and 24. This could be a fake, a borderline punt where you just go for those small yardage. Yep, that's what it's looking like. That's caught. Ooh, maybe. He keeps going forward. He's going to be down almost exactly where the line is. This is a close one. This might be enough. Okay, it looks like they're saying no. Okay, actually, I think it was at the first marker, actually. I think that was just the TV making it look weird. No. So it's at a 14-yard gain. Essentially, that was just them doing, it's basically a punt, right? It's essentially an arm punt, not the traditional arm punt. The traditional arm punt is you just throw, a 70-yard bomb, and if it gets intercepted, it gets intercepted. That's sort of the way we're seeing it with the UFL now, where it's you take that 10 yards, and it's a mini punt, but yeah. It's intense without talking about that state. That state, yeah, it's a... Let's see, down 23. God, dude, the Hornets, come on, man. It's not that hard to win a game when you're like this, come on. AJ Green, okay. 3 delays, we just doing stuff now. Hornets versus to be determined. Are we serious, Amazon? You don't even know what game this is? Come on, man. Let's see. Does Orlando make this free throw to make it a 24-point game? No. Bro missed. Does he make the second free throw to make it a 24-point game? Well, we're in commercial break and looking at the Hornets game. Remember to stay hydrated. Man, dude, they're really taking this long to shoot a free throw? Come on, man. They still haven't shot. It's been like 30 seconds. They haven't shot a free throw. Come on, man. Then one home game versus any Texas teams. 2 are home game. It ain't looking good for them. I will say that Texas is taking some L's. Need to stick around, though. Only them. Let's see. The free throw's up, and it is... Okay, he makes it. So, it's a 24-point game. Yeah, Charlotte needs to cut this down to at least 12 by half. At least 18. Like, you got to do something. Even 18 is still too much. I think 15 is the absolute minimum you got to cut this down to. Let's see. They're going to shoot the 3. Kobe is going to shoot it. Oh, my God. That was an air ball. Not even close. Terrible shot. Like, I get it. You want to shoot the 3s to make it, but this is the thing that I hate about the NBA in today's time. Sometimes they just shoot 3s to try and make it a comeback instead of being like, hey, we got to get the 2-pointers. Because if you're able to get a 2-pointer like 75% of the time, you stop them 50% of the time, you know, you're going to end up getting a point here, a point there, and that's going to be a close game. TU and A&M. My Cowboys ain't America's team, can tell you that. Good old America's team. What do you mean? They won the Super Bowl, though. 30 years ago. Over. Ted Ginn being the coach still is crazy. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Only 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, Columbus took a ton of time off the clock and ended up doing nothing with it. Let's see what Dallas is able to do in shotgun. Ball snapped. They fake the handoff, throws over the middle. It is incomplete. Threw it a bit too far ahead of Vons, and it was incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Ooh, Charlotte gets the steal. They did something. Wow, and okay, I was about to say they were not helping Knipple out whatsoever there. Kobe White's got the ball, dribbling up. Gonna go for a 3. It's a wide open corner 3. Bruh, missed a wide open corner 3. Ain't no way. Oh, that's probably the game right there. I know it's the 2nd quarter. That's rough, bro. You missed a wide open 3 and let Paolo just dunk on you like that. That's rough. 26-point lead for the Magic. In shotgun, ball is... Ooh, 0 seconds left. Ball is snapped. Looks to the left side of the field. Throws it. It is going to be incomplete. Had it in his hands. Wasn't able to get it. Could have been a slightly better pass, but it is what it is. Incomplete, though. Under 2 minutes left for the Renegades. The UFL next year. It's the only shot you got, Timmy. Cowboys, man. And the craziest part is they ended up not really losing the Micah trade that bad. You know, it's only been 1 year, but Micah did eventually get hurt, which is literally what Jerry said, and then you end up getting Quinton Williams, and then in the end, it didn't matter. Oh, man. Good old Cowboys. 3rd and 10. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. 2 seconds left in the play clock. 1 second. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Throws it, and it is incomplete. That's a lucky one. It could have been intercepted, but it's a 3 and out. Columbus's defense gets the job done. They're going to get the ball back immediately. Let's see what happens on this punt and punt return. Dallas could be looking at a bit of trouble right now. What's the cover St. Louis? That was a definitely risky throw right there by Reed. Ooh, yeah, he tried to throw it ahead. He just kind of overthrew him, but yeah, the delay game doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, well, I know technically the whole rule is it's, 1 second after 0, like, so see 0, 1, and then in 1 it's a penalty, but there's been a couple where it's been more than 1. And again, right now, this should be a delay of game right here. There it is, delay of game, and Dallas finally is getting hit with a delay of game, or one of these teams is. So, in the end, Columbus actually ends up gaining about 5 yards, and this is crazy. There we go. 4th and 15 now. We'll see what McLennan and the Aviators are able to do. They definitely need to score here. You got a huge break with your defense getting a 3 and out, and getting a penalty right there is huge. Probably going to have 1, maybe 2 plays, but we'll see. Left in this quarter. Still not punting it. Trying to eat up some more clock, I guess. There it is. The punt is up. It is going to be initially recovered. Decent punt. Ooh, at the 30. It's bobbled. He gets it. Up to the 35. Cuts left. The 40. The 45. The 50. The 54. The 40. The 35. Out of bounds at about the 28-yard line in Dallas territory. Insane return. He bobbled it. Looks like it could have been a muffed punt. They lose. Ends up breaking a couple tackles. Gets outside up to the 28-yard line in Dallas territory. They are already in field goal range. Insane return right there for the Aviators. Oh man, it's crazy. The ball was that was such a lucky bounce. It bounced literally right to where he was able to grab it and keep running. Could have been an insanely bad break. Keeps going, and that's crazy. Man, insane. That's why these games go by faster. Oh, yeah, because the whole idea is that they're meant to be just a 3-hour game. NFL and NCAA games are meant to be a 3-hour game, and they end up being like 3.5. In shotgun, ball is snapped. They hand it off up the middle. Cuts to the left, actually. Gets 5 yards. Makes a man miss and gets out of bounds for a first down. That's a big part of it, is the UFL has the full running clock for a lot longer than those ones. There's less overall stops, so it goes by faster. So most games are just 3 hours long. Whereas NFL games, you'll routinely see them go for like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. And even college, if you go to a college game live, man, there's so many breaks for like no reason. It's so annoying. Yeah, that was crazy. Dallas almost got it back. A great first down play for the Aviators. Wow, they didn't give him a first down. That's pretty crazy. Dallas Rivers at 72%. That's crazy. End of the first quarter. First quarter is already over. Columbus is literally like half a yard away from a first down. Score is 7-0 Dallas over the Aviators. 26-point game for the Hornets. Dude, we only have 20 more points on the board. Oh my god. That's so bad. Let's see, Aviators versus Renegades. These games just... Let's go Aviators. Hey, definitely pretty good for them right there. If you're an Aviators fan, you're pretty happy about that one. Mute that, or not, put that on. Let's see what's going down here. Okay, what is going on? Oh, that's right, it's weird because it's on here. Okay. Heck, NFL Network game. Oh my god. Oh, we cut it to 21 points. Let's go. Troll to its Trollboys. Anything. Let's see. Oh man, dude, this game is so bad. How are the Hornets getting beat by the Magic so badly? This is rough. Sup, Marion? I'm here now. Today is the day Columbus gets a big W. Hey, they're looking at a good spot right now. They are less than 25 yards away from the end zone. Got a great punt return after what almost was a bad muffed punt. They got a shot, so we'll see if they can score a touchdown here. If they don't, it's going to be rough for them. Even a field goal is still decent, but... Another missed free throw by Orlando. Come on, Charlotte. We need to make some more buckets. We need to actually do something while we're in this commercial break. Orlando trying to do some subbing right now. 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first half. Orlando up by 21, dude. Oh, my God. You win by the 3, you die by the 3, right? Gotta love three-point basketball in the NBA. Second free throw is up, and he makes it. Come on, Charlotte. Make a three-pointer. Cut this lead to under 20. That'd be huge. You know, at this point, F it. Live by a 3, die by the 3. They're what the Aviators get done tonight. F the Renegades. Oh, my God. What in the... Oh, my God, dude. How do you fumble the ball like that? Charlotte loses possession. It got stolen. No offensive charging called. Talking about the familiar foes tomorrow, the 2 games. Almost a back-to-back. It really is a shame it's not a back-to-back after how good last week was, but it is still nice. You do get the game at 12:30, and then you have the game at 4 between ABC and Fox, so it is still pretty solid. Hugh Grossman style. So it looks like about out of the quarter break. Let's see what the Columbus is able to do here. 8 minutes and 50-second time possession is crazy. Looks like they're going to be lining up under center. McClellan's got 2 men in the backfield behind him. Nobody out far. Everybody's out pretty close to the center in the line of scrimmage. Let's see what happens here. Ball snap. They fake the pitch. They hand it off instead to Toe, who cuts to the right. Gets about 6 yards. Gets about 7. Gets down at about 7-yard gain. Solid play right there. I'm Battlehawks fans. I have reasons. Oh, man. I just looked away for a second, and Charlotte already failed to score. Okay, but they get the rebound there. They can do something here. 20 seconds left in the play clock for Columbus. Oh my god, dude, the ball handling in Charlotte is so terrible. He literally is dribbling and losing the ball. Oh my god, you can't make this up. They just got cherry picked. They got cherry picked in an NBA game in 2026. You cannot make this up. 8 seconds left in the play clock for the Aviators. Under center again. Ball snap. Handed off to White. And he gets taken down for about a 1-yard loss. Going to be about 2nd and 9 for the, or it's about 2nd and 11 for the Aviators here. Yeah, I mean, Mike Rapoli said that they had like 15K tickets sold for tomorrow's game, which would be huge for them. That'd be like almost the max they've ever had. I mean, the max, I believe it's like 17.5 or 18.5. So that's a pretty damn good number right there. 14 minutes left in the half. 2nd and 11 for Columbus. Cannot turn the ball over here. Yes, you of course want a touchdown, but you can't turn the ball over. You got to at least get a field goal here after that kickoff return or the punt return. So we'll see what they do here. Two seconds left. 1 second. Ball snapped. They hand it off again. Cuts to the left. Gets to the 10. Gets maybe about to the 9.5-yard line. Going to be about a 3-4 yard gain for the Aviators right there. Third and 8 now for the Aviators. $14 seconds left. McLennan is currently on the sideline right now. Looks like there was something with his leg. Going to be out for at least a play, it looks like. So Jalen Morton should be in right now. In shotgun. Throw a pass here. Ball snap. And they're going to throw a pass here. I like that. Morton throws over the middle. And, oh, it was right through his hands. It's incomplete. He's looking for a flag, but he's not getting one. Oh, there it is. That's going to be DPI, it looks like. Again, another penalty on this Renegades DB room. Kiki Chisholm gets the flag. Going to be huge for him, especially having lost McLennan on that last play. Holding again. Okay, so they're calling it holding on the defense again. Still penalty. Yeah, that's what Rapoli said. Rapoli said there's like 15K tickets sold, I believe. He said that somewhere. That's what I saw on one of those places. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I saw it. First and goal at the 4.5-yard line. Ball is snapped. McLennan is back in. He hands it off right up the middle, and it's a touchdown for the Aviators. Might call him half a yard shy, but it's either half a yard shy or it is a touchdown. We will see in a second which one they do officially give it to. Yeah, UFM tweeted it. And it's a rushing touchdown. Jumps over the line. That should be a touchdown right there. They are signaling it. Touchdown, Columbus. And over there. Oh, my God. Let's go, Columbus. I have the Stallions, too, but I don't want to see him stick around. St. Lucie, the biggest rival. I was going to Ted to get his take responsibility for his mistake. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is that they didn't punish him at all. Like, having him miss a game while they're investigating, and he at very least should have gotten some sort of suspension. I do agree it's great that he's taking responsibility, but the fact that the league didn't even punish him by giving him like a 2-game suspension is really crazy to me. Because then, to me, it says this. If, let's say, they're showing Alize Mack. If Alize Mack gets popped right now, like tomorrow, he should, if anything, get a raise for getting a DUI tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of precedent you're setting, is you're telling your players it's completely fine to go, drink and drive, which is a very bad precedent. At least suspend him, put out a fine. What they've done now, not a fan. That was a pretty crazy. I mean, hey, I'll take it. It was a W, but that was a crazy one for sure last Sunday. Kick is up. It is good. It is tied 7-7 with 12 minutes left in the half. Hornets are now down 26. God, what a team. What a team, bro. It's so rough watching this team. It really is. 7-7. Still reviewing this play. We're on commercial break. Double the chance. Hey, man, cool with it. Let's have something to drink here. I literally was about to listen to what was going on in the Hornets game, and I forgot, like I said, I have the Spanish broadcast on, so I can't even tell. Hey, well, we should this year. This Magic team ain't good. This Magic team is legitimately Paolo and Franz. That's the team. And what, Jalen Suggs? Are we going to sit here in the year 2026 and act like Jalen Suggs is a top 10 NBA player? Like, come on, man. Like, this should be a win for us. Like, this should be the game we win. We beat the tougher team, honestly. In the Heat, we got rewarded with the Magic, and we're just choking. Like, come on. Like, man, this team, bro. The Hornets. It's like every Carolina team. As soon as you need to be good, it's just bad. Oh, dude, Tiger, that's a legend. That's an icon for drunk drivers right there. Tiger Woods, man, he's probably Henry Ruggs' idol right there. Henry Ruggs' idol is Tiger Woods for sure. I mean, dude, bro gets popped like every 3 years for crashing his car. Are they really sending... Wow, are we getting a flake? Okay, I don't know exactly what's going on. I think that... Oh, man, it's bad. Technical foul on Bridges. Yay, we're cooked, bro. We're cooked, chat. It's over. The Hornets are doomed. Orlando track it. Man, what a shame. Showing was a Quandre Whiteoff getting the touchdown right there, averaging 5.8 yards carry. Love to see that. About to come back to see what happens now. Makes the free throw. Oh, man, we're done. Just Pop say what's up. I love to see it. Football panel. You can watch it usually on every Tuesday. Gotta love it. Kick us up. You think Aviators could pull a Kings? They might. They need this win. If you lose this game, you're done for the year. Like, 0-4 is too bad to start. Out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, looking for a flag, but isn't going to get one. So they're going to start the ball at a bad spot. I mean, damn. It's literally been almost 20 years. He's been doing it so often, you're not really wrong. Like, at this point, it's like, if you're going to keep doing it, you're not going to stop. And that's terrible, but yeah. Somehow, some way. Hey, we'll see. I mean, this is a great kickoff for the Aviators. They're able to get a 3-and-out again, then they have a realistic shot. Because they do get the ball at half. That's the biggest advantage Columbus has. They have a lead when that happens. It'll be huge. And yes, it is. I was waiting for the first drive to end for both teams. And now that it's over, I can end that. So, almost a dead even one right there. 7-7. Let's see what happens with the Renegades this time. Last time they got stopped pretty badly, but we'll see what they do this time. Under center, 2 men behind him. Ball snap. They fake the handoff. Reed looks... He's rushing up. He's getting taken down. It's about a 7-yard sack right there. Huge play for the Aviators defense. The offense might be coming right back on the field. I mean, they got him immediately. Reed was trying to go up in the pocket, got down. One thing is, that's a play that they've been doing way too much, it feels like. That sort of idea where they're going to have 2 men in the backfield and they fake the handoff to one of them, that's at least like the 3rd time they've done that, and they haven't had the ball that long. At some point, it's looking like a tell for them, but we got a little over 11.5 minutes left in the half. Let's see what happens here. Matt McCrane has just made the 60-yarders. Hoyland obviously did miss a couple, but one of those shouldn't have been a miss. Tanner Brown has been incredible. Probably those 3 guys. St. Louis kicker deserves an honorable mention as well. Rush up the middle. Reed's going to keep going to the 20, the 25. First down. 35, 40, the 45, the 50. He goes out of bounds to the 45. An insane rush right there. That's about a 40-yard rush for Austin Reed right there. About a 35-yarder for him. Incredible scramble for him right there. Yeah, I mean, if they go 0-4, I definitely agree with Marion. They are done if they lose. If they lose this game, you're 0-4. Like I said, I think there's a world where 5-5 gets you in the playoffs, but I think 6-4 is the benchmark. Like, that's the goal. So if you're 0-4, you literally have to go undefeated, or at worst 5-1. That's too much to ask. Oh, great play by the Aviators defensive back. It was caught, and he was able to get that ball right out of his hands. Great play. Incomplete, so it is 2nd and 10 at about the 45-yard line. 40-yard scramble is crazy. Yeah, Reed was going fast. Oh, that's such a great play. He literally does a... Butler had it right in his hands, and he just... Great play. Not directly like on the ball, but he hit his arms, was able to get it. That's a great play. Left arm got him. Oh, yeah, it's going to help that rushing stat look a lot better than it is for sure. In shotgun, ball is snapped. They hand it off up the middle to the 40. Gets down at about the 38-yard line. Good rush right there. So, close to a first down here. Let's see what happens. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 for the Renegades. They are in field goal range as long as you trust your kicker. Speaking of kickers, obviously Birmingham finally parted ways with Jonathan Garibay after the disaster that was this season so far. So we'll see how the new kicker does this weekend, as long as they're able to get in the scoring position, obviously. Storm on fraud watch this week. No, it's true. Gotta love it. 3rd and 4. Bit of a questionable spot, but they got 3rd and 4. Let's see. Reed getting pressured. He evades the sack. Rolls out to his right. He's going to throw it in the corner. It is caught. There is a flag. We'll see what this is, because this could be some offensive pass interference. I don't think it is, but we'll see. Refs are talking right now. Defensive penalty. Going to be declined. First down for Dallas. Thank you, Daniels. I'm not going to lie. Aviators need to look fire. I think they're solid. Like I said, I think most of the unis are solid. Are there a couple things I would have liked? Like, would I like the Gamblers to be a deeper black? Yes. Would I have liked the Storm to be a purple and orange? Yes. Overall, uniforms have been really good this year. I know that if you don't like Color Rush unis, you dislike them, and I understand that if you're not a Color Rush fan. I'm not, like, a fan or a hater of them. I honestly could care less. But I like the ones that they have this season, personally. I think Kings have great uniforms. They look better than I thought they would. But that's just me. Ball is snapped. Delayed handoff. And it's going to be about a 1-yard rush. And when every game for you now coming crazy, that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's especially... Yeah, I mean, if you're 0-4, man, you're cooked. It's why the Kings needed that win. Same story for them. Now that you have that one win, you have 1-3. You have that little cushion to where, like, you can lose one more game. Like, yes, the idea that you have to go, like, 6-2 to end the season, or, I mean, 6-1 is still a tough ask. But it's a lot better than going 6-0, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, BM, love to see that they changed the unis, because those uniforms... Like I said, they should have been the away uniforms. They looked much better as away uniforms. The idea that that was the home uniform was the biggest problem I had with them. But it is what it is. So, or use it as a true, like, tertiary, like a third one. That'd be cool, like an alternate, but we'll see. Let's see. Nothing there. Okay. 120 total yards already. Thank you, T-Dog. I hope the gold stays the alternates. That would be cool if we actually get an alternate game uniform like we thought we were going to get last year to show us, but yeah. I don't even know. I honestly have not. I think I've heard vaguely about him, but I've not looked at him whatsoever. Getting pressured, he throws it, and it's going to be just thrown away. 3rd and 8 for the Renegades. Let's see if they can get the first down here, or if they're going to be forced to kick this field goal. They got pressure immediately. He was forced out of the pocket. He threw it away, which is a smart move, or he would have lost a lot of yards or so. We'll see. 8 minutes and 49 seconds left in the half. Not a receiver in 10 miles. Yeah, 2 color uniforms. Gotta love it. 3rd and 8. In shotgun. Moving Stoops from the right to the left. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. Throws it deep, down. It's caught by Vaughns, gets to the 20, breaks the tackle, and ends up getting to about the 15 before going down. Might give him the 13, but it's about the 15 overall, though. This is true. Columbus's 0-3 record was worse than Louisville's. Louisville's 0-3 record was an impressive one. They were literally 2 plays away from beating the Stallions and the Storm. The Week 2 game they lost. They just lost. But they were 2 plays away, 1 in each from being, 2-1. So, they definitely are looking solid. If they can just keep that up but win those games, there's a good shot they can do something this year. Showing the stats, Vaughn's lead. It leads in literally every stat so far, even with how last week went. Quick pass is to Vaughn's, who gets up to the 10, and he gets down at about the 7-yard line. 7.5 minutes in the second quarter, or the first half. Let's see if they can score a touchdown here. Hornets, man, we're cooked. It's over. Case Cook is versus the Panthers. Oh, God. Aviators need to stop. Yeah, they definitely need to stop if you're an Aviators fan. Vaughn's has got 33 receiving yards already. Because of Bean. or the 22 horns helmet. I haven't seen. I usually with the especially like the NFL ball snap, throws it to the corner. It's going to be caught for a touchdown by Butler. Touchdown Dallas. Is going to be 13-7 Dallas over Columbus with Emmanuel Butler's touchdown. Great play for him. Love to see that if you're a Renegades fan. Hate to see that if you're an Aviators fan. Columbus is going to have to respond. I usually don't pay attention to the offseason stuff with the uniforms. Like, the NBA is the worst. They'll put out, like, 17 uniforms, and about, like, 13 of them suck. The NFL, I really don't care. I think most of these teams keep changing them. Because, like, hey, you know, get that bag. You know what I mean? If you're an NFL team, you know damn well if you had a new uniform, you're going to get about 85 billion people buying those jerseys. But it's so often these teams are just creating new jerseys that, like, nobody cares about. Like, when the Jets made their new ones or the Cardinals, it's like, dude, nobody asked. Or the Titans rebranding for no reason just to make money. It's like, stop it. So I really haven't paid attention to those ones. At least that's me. Kick is up. It is good. It is 14-7. Dallas leads with 7 minutes left in the first half. I'm a member of A. Love to hear that. I remember last year, just before the yellow season, you were super welcome of me to talk to me even. Hey, gotta love doing the streams. Gotta love interacting with chat. You know, it's not like you're doing a super speed run, stream, but you gotta focus on the game or, playing like ranked R6 or something. So, gotta love interacting. So, to that question, Marion, I do think they're going to beat the Storm. I do not think they're a great team. I think that it is simply put that AJ is going to do everything he can to win that game. There's so many reasons. The issues that he had with Beck at the end of St. Louis, the fact that Skip's going to be in the building, the questionable start, the first home game, every single thing he needs to win. So that's why I think they're going to win. But as a team, I'm not scared of them. I think that of that tier of teams between them, the Storm and the Battlehawks, I do think they're the weakest team, honestly. I hope that gets proven wrong because it's always great having at least one or two teams that are solid, but yeah. Coming here to talk to you, Zomb, and the community I've built. Hey, it's great to have you here. It's always great to have guys that keep coming, whether it's G-Man, you, Trevor, WV, or Nope, Strange, Adam, just this infinite amount of guys that have always been here, XL, Mike G. Like, when you go back and look at videos, like, I remember going back and looking at a couple of videos from, like, 4 years ago and then seeing, like, some guys that are still here. It's like, damn, that's crazy. But, because sometimes these years sort of do blend together. So, it ends up being one of those things, but it's always great. 579 Lux Fox. Do. Good old Fox. So much better. These broadcasts on Fox are so good. Like, dude, I know I put the tweet. I know a lot of people loved it. That I said, like, the last thing, if you didn't watch the game yesterday, the last thing they said before saying, thank you, this has been blah, 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 was literally 5 straight overs of hit. I heard that, and I'm just like, dude, no way. No way that's the last takeaway you have in this game is with a 5 overs hit. I was like, okay, we're just having a laugh, bro. Fox clears. Yeah, UFL year 1 was definitely a crazy amount of growth. That was a crazy amount, dude. I think I remember doing that one video, said the goal was like 750 subs, and I had like 1,000 in like a month or something like that. It was crazy. Love the interaction channel. Good old Fox emoji. Love to see it. Up to the 15, the 20, the 25. Gets taken down about the 26-yard line. Definitely that was a time. That first year, man, with UFL, oh man, it was something else. Still gotta love that my most viewed video, like regular video, is a goddamn AFL video. The AFL coming back is still my most viewed video, which is hilarious to me. If you count reels and shorts, it's an NBA one. Dude, the NBA MVP short I did took off on Instagram. I got like 110,000 views in that. Dude, I just stopped reading the comments because it was literally just the Jokic stands and the SGA stands fighting amongst each other. That was so funny. First and 10 for the Aviators in shotgun. They are currently at the 27-yard line in their own territory. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, cuts to the right. Gets to the 30, gets to the 35, out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Should be a first down. That's hilarious. It's something else, man. Something else. Good old YouTube, Instagram, and all that. Showing Mike Gillhammer right now. Dallas Renegades comms. And the stands are dude, it's great because you'd read them and they're literally put like one of them will put up this stat and then the other guy will like immediately disprove it and put up a stat that gets disproven. It was so crazy, dude. Dude, NBA man, the standing in the NBA is crazy. It might be worse than VTuber standing. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Ooh, he evades it. Ooh, he almost broke a tackle with a nice spin move. Way down anyway. Got me down about the 35-yard line. About a 2-yard loss for him. Second and 11 for the Aviators. Yeah, I mean, the first stream was a tank ball. It was the Renegades versus the Roughnecks when they were like both 0-3. Ball is snapped. Throws it over the middle of the field. Caught at the 40. Keeps going at the 45, and it's going to be down at the 45. Yeah, that was great. That was a great one. I made some money off it. Hey, true. That was a funny one. That was a funny stream. Overall, great game. I mean, we've gotten lucky with the games that we've been streaming. Pretty much all of them have been bangers. Like the worst game we've streamed was like still a decent game. Like the second half was rough for DC Aviators because it became blah. But that's such a funny game. Yeah, DC St. Louis tomorrow. Hopefully that's a good one. 3rd and 2 for the Aviators. Let's see if they can do something here. Ball is snap. Rolls up. He's getting pressured. He tries to extend it. He's going to get about 1 yard on the run from McClendon. This is a risky one. Like, you could go for it here. You have a great ground game. If you trust the process, I would, honest to God, go for it if you trust the process. And it looks like they are. You don't have to go for it here, but trust the process. You have a great ground game. Why not? They hand it off. First down and then some. Gets about 2 yards after the first down. Great play. John Lovett with the score, or with the first down. Working by that game. I'll still pop in. We lose and come on. Hey, you do have... That was a great first down right there. Getting that on the 4th down. So you still got a chance to score again. Remember, you do get the ball at halftime. And again, Columbus has been taking a lot of clock off. They're able to get this down to like a minute left, force a couple Renegades timeouts. Worst case, you might be able to get into half being down 3, and then you get the ball. That would be pretty cinema for you, so yeah. But I'll definitely be watching. Yeah, glad it's definitely weird having no game on Sunday, having both games on Saturday. And the Thursday game, definitely pretty weird. Ball is snapped. They hand it off, or they fake the handoff. McClendon getting pressured, rolls out to his right. He's going to throw it away. Good throwaway right there. So 2nd and 10 for the Aviators. The game was Sunday. The schedule is so weird this year for sure. Cursing out the DC vendors in my own time. About 3.5 minutes left. Do wonder when Renegades start using their timeouts. If they get a first down here, wouldn't be shocked they do. Well, we might, yeah. Hey, there is a chance. I mean, you getting the ball at half, that's definitely really helpful for you for sure. And Columbus is running out that clock right now, which you'd love to see. Under 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. In shotgun. Ball is snapped. Throws it over the middle to a little dumper, and it gets about 5 yards on the play. Solid play for him. Going to take another 20, 30 seconds off the clock. Keep the drive going. Need to get a first down here, but it's only a 5-yard one. Hey, Birmingham has like 15K tickets sold according to Mike Rapoli, so we should have an insanely good crowd tomorrow. But Texas, yeah, yikes. Like, yikes. Hey, nope, you think we're going to get a 60 yards rushing? 60 yards? Oh, man, that's a lot to ask for that St. Louis team. Ball is snapped. Throws to the left. It is caught for the first down for Columbus with a little over 2.5 minutes left. We might get 59. Hey, you might. 2 minutes and 20. If I'm Columbus, I would probably try to do the play here. You do still want to score a touchdown, so I would call a play here. I wouldn't let it go to the 2-minute warning. Just do one quick play here. Maybe do one little rush play, get a few, we'll see. Not a fan of this. They got to snap this like that if they want to do something. Got 3 seconds left to snap this. 2, 1. Not a fan of that call. Number one, you're already not... Like, Ryan Koo has not really attempted, like, a super long kick, so you're not really in field goal range at this point. And I would focus on trying to actually get some yards. You want a touchdown. I understand you get the ball at half, but best case scenario is you get a touchdown and then get the ball at half, because then you're tied and then you're heading into half getting the ball. Instead, you do that once. It's going to limit your time overall. I'm not a big fan of that play call, but we'll see. Let's see. Anything new on the Twitter landscape? You know, everybody's least favorite site, Twitter. They just went to the 2-minute warning. Keep going down. Yeah, I was not a fan of that. I think that it would have been nice if they did like at least one other play at some point, but hey, it is what it is. Hornets number 2 in trending. Oh man, I'm scared to even click on this. I really am. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see all the slander in my Hornets. I say my Hornets like I haven't only watched one game this year and now a second one. Protect the Hive. Oh my god, it's such a terrible graphic. Hey, but you know what? My ass is going to a Canes game in a couple. I'm going to my first Canes playoff game. I haven't been able to go to one. I'm finally going to one, man. It's going to be great. That's what I love to see, man. My overall #1 favorite team in sports. I get to finally go to a playoff game. I just never was able to. Things always came up every year, but finally got to do it. So it's going to be cool. A good old weekend. The ball for half. Like, that is part of it. I definitely think that's what they want to do, but I think it's better to go for the touchdown. I don't like the decision, because when you do this, it feels like you're just trying to get the field goal. And I think it's better to try and get the touchdown and let Dallas get the ball with like 20 seconds left. Worst case, kick a field goal. That's still a 1-point edge for you than just kicking a field goal. But yeah, like Dallas fans should be packing the stadium. Renegades. I think I don't know if you were here earlier, but part of the issue, from what I've understood talking to people in the DFW area, is that Frisco is just in a pretty bad location compared to Arlington for that area. Like, it's a further drive for a lot of people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and that's part of the issue, is that it's just located, like, geography-wise, it's in a worse location than Choctaw. That's part of the issue. Yeah, at least 5 or 6 for sure. I mean, if they win 5 or 6, they got a shot, but it's going to be rough for them. Never say never, Adrian, but yeah, it's definitely looking a bit rough for him. First down, 2 minutes left in the half. Ball snap. They fake the pitch. McClendon rolls out to his right. Throwing a bit deep, and it is caught at the 25-yard line. Great play right there. Elise Mack with the reception. Yes, it was. Great play right there. I'm an Islanders fan, but Gritty's a legendary mascot. Hey, you know, if you remember and you haven't seen it, I did post my members exclusive video for this month, my NHL and NBA playoff prediction video. So, yeah, I do have that one out. You're going to look over. Oh, man. Great catch right there. Going to root for the Steins this season. Hey, they're a bit of an underdog right now. They ain't looking too hot right now. So, honestly, you know, you're rooting as a little bit of an underdog. You know, we'll see how they do tomorrow. Should be a great game with a great crowd, but we'll see how that's going. Let's go, Pens. Hey, I don't know if you've seen the video yet, WVer, but I do have you guys winning at least one series. You can see, if you want, you can see that where exactly I put you guys, but that should be a fun team. You got the super old guys on that team. You got, you know, Eric Carlson. Chris Letang is still there, which I didn't even remember him still being there. Malkin and Crosby. Definitely a team. How's nothing happened in the game? They're just taking a lot of time on the clock. You saw the Hornets Heat game? Yes, that's the first Hornets game I've watched this season. You know, good old LaMelo Ball. He took down the unethical Hooper. You know, Mr. 83 points. Mr. Free Throw, as some would say. The unethical Hooper, as most people are calling him. You know, that iconic clip. Gimme Bam. You know what? Gimme Bam. I think that's what it was verbatim. If you know the clip I'm talking about, with that one guy talking about his Mount Rushmore players, he said that. Hilarious clip, but ended up aging pretty well. In shotgun. Ball is snap. Looks to the right side of the field. Quick throw. It is going to be dropped. He dropped it. Would have been about a 4-yard reception. Instead, it is dropped. 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Go Flyers for Gritty. That should be a great series. They're playing Pittsburgh, right? That's going to be an awesome series. That's going to be such a good series. That's going to be a great one, man. You get Trevor Zegras, you know, finally being good. Matvey Michkov going against them. Oh, man. It's going to be a great one. I can't wait to watch so much hockey, bro. Like, dude, this is the time of the year I love. You got all the big golf tournaments. You got the NHL playoffs. You also get the NBA playoffs to a lesser extent. They hand the ball off, cuts to the left. Gets about 2 yards and goes down to about the 23-yard line. The Champions League is nearing its end. You're at the very tail end of the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga races. You got the UFL going full strength. You've got the MLB starting early. Like, I would probably say I prefer this than October. Like, I know October is when most people say. I think that April, May is probably my favorite overall time in the calendar. Because, like, you get the best playoffs in sports. The Stanley Cup playoffs, the best playoffs in any sport. You get those going on. NBA playoffs. UFL is going on. PJ's at its, like, overall best events starting up. Like, we have the Heritage going on this weekend. Ball is snapped. McClendon looks to the right side of the field. Throws it over the middle. Ooh, and he could have caught that. He was lucky that it wasn't intercepted. It's incomplete. 4th and 8. They're going to have to kick the field goal here. Dallas is going to be getting the ball back with about 50 seconds left. So we'll see what they can do. But we also got to see if Ryan Cook can make this kick. Skill pulse ain't there yet. It is a shame with that. I mean, hey, it is cool to see him back, though, for sure. To see him come back for this game, love to see it. Ooh, they're going to challenge. Todd Haley was talking to Ted Ginn. He told him, throw that flag. Let's see if Columbus can get this. Columbus is challenging for pass interference. August. Yeah, that's like before you even get into like preseason. It's like barely preseason football. Yeah, I mean the only redeeming thing is you do have some big golf tournaments. You don't really have any major soccer stuff going on. Baseball, like it's the second best month of baseball is August because you have the race to September and all that. But you're not wrong. August is a pretty weak month. It's a pretty weak month overall because you're getting so close to when it peaks, but you're not there yet. So yeah. They need this win, definitely. They do need this one. Live Golf is cooked. It's looking like it might be, which... I mean... I personally don't feel too bad. The benefits already happened. The PGA got a ton of extra money involved, partially because of it. We've been seeing the Live golfers overall. Like, the Masters was really bad. If you were a Live golfer, outside of Terrell Hatton, incredible performance. Live golfers sucked at the Masters. Like, John Rahm, hella mid. Dustin Johnson, hella mid. Bryson choked at the last hole that he could have made the cut at. Literally, him and Roy had almost identical bunker shots. Granted, Roy was in an even higher pressure situation. Roy made his a great shot. Bryson hit it back into the bunker, and then he hit it again, and he overshot it. Oh my god, it was terrible. By the way, the penalty looks to be overturned. Look at Donald Payne. He is livid right now. So Columbus gets the first down because the challenge was successful. Only downside is they are now out of challenges for the entire rest of the game. That's the one thing that sucks about that rule change. Like I said, I understand the issue about how it made it games are a bit longer, but it does suck they lost it. But they need to score a touchdown here. We'll see. 50 seconds left. A little bit over. Yes, the challenge was good, so let's see what happens here. 1st and 10. Ball is snapped. Looks to the middle of the field. Throws it over the middle, and it is... Oh, throws it left. It is caught. They're calling it a catch at the half-yard line. Honestly, that's the best thing for Columbus. Force Dallas to use a timeout here. Run the ball. Maybe run some clock. Oh, they're calling it a touchdown? Okay, they do get the touchdown. It would have been better off if it was a half-yard line for them, arguably, but they get the touchdown. It is 13-14. If they make this extra point, it'll be a tie game. Challenge was successful, and you get that. I agree with St. Brown. Incredible catch right there. Let's see this. Ooh, that's a great... That might not be a catch. I don't think that's going to stand. I got to see this replay again. Let me watch it again. So hits him. He doesn't have. Incomplete. I think that's going to be incomplete. His hands were out of bounds. Like, they hit the ground out of bounds when he got possession. That's probably going to be an incomplete pass. Sup, G-Man? Thank you. Nice to see you stopping by for a little bit. Weird game. Like, not like weird, but like interesting game for sure. And this is probably going to be overturned, so we're going to have to see what Columbus can do. But this is probably getting overturned here. Either Dallas defense is getting better, or worse, or Columbus offense is getting better. I think it's partially Columbus offense is getting a bit better. Oh, yeah, Dallas gets... Okay, yeah. I think Columbus offense is getting a bit better. They're a team that definitely needed time to gel with all the groups that are clashing. You know, former Panthers, former McClendon, new receivers, bit of a different O-line, Todd Haley, so, yeah. The earlier thing was the Live Golf thing. Liv did what it needed to do. It gave a ton of extra revenue to the PGA golfers they deserved. But at the end of the day, Liv is one of those weird things. Like, it challenges the traditional formula. It's like a 3-day event. At least it was, for the most part, a 3-day event. Did the team format, so it was really weird. So it's like, I'm not feeling too bad. Like, I've never been like, yo, let me put on the Liv tournament, right? Like, you know, I have been like, okay, let me put on, you know, the random PGA event that, like, is a low-end event. I've never been like, let me put on the big Liv event. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, they are still reviewing this right now. And it looks like they are going to potentially give this a touchdown. Aviators get that score. They did call it a touchdown. That is important. They did call it a touchdown, so that needs to be, you know, irrefutable. They're going to stay with touchdown here. Okay. A bit shocked, but they are going to keep it. Damn, we're down by 30. Oh, no. Oh, it's over for the Hornets. Oh, it's over for the Hornets. Man, as long as the Hurricanes win when I see them play, that's all that matters. But yeah, they're going to call it a touchdown. Maybe the half-yard line, knees are down, TD. A bit shocked, honestly, that it wasn't, like, somewhat overturned. But, hey, they got a touchdown. Big for them. We'll see what Dallas can do. But we got to make this extra point first and foremost to make this a tie game. Let's see. Kick is up. It is good. So it's going to be a tie game with a minute left, a little less than a minute left in the half. We will see what Dallas can do. Dallas does have a couple timeouts, so they do have time to do something. We will see what that something ends up being. Good old forearms. Insane that he was able to get that. Yeah, it's an incredible touchdown. Just an insane touchdown for him right there. Like, really crazy one. What's going on over here? Nothing. Only embarrassment is Houston. Are you serious, bro? Really? You got caught on that? Come on, man. Hey, we cut the lead down to less than 30. Let's go. We're only getting semi-embarrassed now instead of truly embarrassed. Let's go. Oh, man, dude. Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll be good next year. You know, we get a lottery pick this year if we lose this game. So that's nice. You know, I hope we do. I don't remember. I do not follow on enough to know if we have a lottery pick this year. I don't know if we traded it. Because, I mean, apparently the OKC Thunder have a lottery pick, by the way, because of the Clippers not getting the job done. My God, dude. Those trades the Clippers did really failed, but... Good old short Los Angeles Clippers, bro. Joke of an organization. Traded so much for Paul George and it backfired so hard. Paolo goes for it. Oh my God, dude. He didn't get like any pressure whatsoever. That was just a free 2, so that was only a 1-point edge for us. What's up, DJP? That's so bad. They just showed that replay of what Paolo did. Oh my God. Super challenge being successful. You really think that H-Town is ass like that? I mean, hey, they've had 2 close games. One they won, one they lost. The other 2 have been bad. What's going on? Hey, it's a stream. You know, this game is a very interesting one. Tie game 14-14. Looking forward to this upcoming week. NHL playoffs start. Absolutely love that. Gonna be watching WrestleMania, the Heritage this weekend, the playoffs starting, UFL action. Love this time of the year, man. You got everything going on. Gonna go to my first Hurricanes playoff game this week, so it's gonna be awesome. Gotta love it. Great kick. It's going to be returned up to the 10, and he gets down about the 15. So great stop right there on the special teams unit for Columbus. Got some sort of notification. Might not make the playoffs. Ooh, that's mean. Man, that play is crazy. The fact that Kiki caught that is insane. Go Spurs, go. I got the Spurs getting at least one playoff series win. I will say that to not spoil it for the members that haven't watched. I have them winning at least one series. Ball is snapped. They're just going to... Oh, it's a fumble. Okay, they got it. That almost was disastrous for Dallas. They fumbled it, but they immediately got it right back. Super lucky bounce as well. So, yeah. Looks like they're fine taking it to half, tied 14-14. Remember, Columbus does get the ball at half, which is huge for them, so we'll see if they're able to actually make something of it. But they get the ball at half, which is big for them, obviously. Crazy, man. Columbus point differential minus 28. They're going to just kneel the ball here with Austin Reed. And we're heading to halftime officially. So we're at halftime. It is 14-14 for the Renegades Aviators. The Aviators do get the ball at half, so they do have that advantage going for them after that insane Kiki Chisholm touchdown. I love when bad happens to players with T during interviews and they look horrible. Oh my god. Talking to Ted Ginn right now on the sideline or in the heading in half. Ted Ginn, man, you gonna have some fun at halftime? You gonna have some fun during the halftime? We'll see. Let me scroll down a bit more. We got tarps, yada yada. 2 notifications. Man, now we're at half. I'm gonna be forced to watch the Hornets play basketball. Oh no, I gotta actually watch the Hornets. That'd be a blasphemy. I don't want them to suck, but DC got this. Hey, we'll see. It'll be a great game tomorrow. Gonna be a fun stream. Let's look at the stats real quick. We have not looked at the stats at all officially. Reed, only 70 yards, but he says a really good percentage right there. I love to see that. Then we have 44 yards for Day Hunter with a 22 long, insane 41-yard rush. Tyler Vaughn's 3 receptions for 25 yards, 2 for Drake Stoops in the touchdown. Columbus, McClendon's got 91 yards, 8 of 12, very solid passer in his own right. Just none of these are insane, but a few of these are because they're doing short yardage plays. They're still almost all at 3.5, which is still pretty solid. And then Kiki Chisholm having a great game. Love to see that if you're a Kiki fan or just an overall, Aviators fan. There we go. Put that right there. So we need one stop and looking for a deflated line. Deion Kane touchdown. Breathalyzer and standby is crazy. LaMelo shoots the free throw. He makes the free throw. Yay. It's a 1 point closer game. Oh man, dude, this team. It's so rough. Come on, LaMelo, make another one. Turn this into only a 26-point game. It is only a 26-point game. Let's go. So we're ready to get over and over in the future commercials for Chisholm. Oh, yeah, that's a great play for him, 100%. LaMelo, did you just try to injure another guy? Suggs passes it to Banchero. Paolo's dribbling. He's going to take a 3. No, Paolo, no. He swishes it. Oh, we're cooked. Yeah, the TV ratings for last week were insane. I love how they finally posted them on Tuesday, and it just so happened to be the day I actually recorded the video early, so I couldn't put them in there. It was insane. I'm going to be talking about it in such a positive way. It was crazy. The fact that... Because if I remember correctly, I don't think we had a single game last year that actually hit, officially 1 million like that, and we actually did this time already, which is crazy. And the fact that it didn't even have, the lead-in argument. People used to be like, oh, it had a lead-in of the Kentucky Derby. The lead-in was a UFL game and still had 1 million. Just insanely good TV ratings last week. Though typical UFL was the week we had terrible attendance. It's never fails, bro. Every time you get, great attendance, nobody's watching. You get terrible attendance, everybody's watching. You gotta love it, bro. Only the UFL. Yeah, the same team games is us. I know it's a debate, but yeah. And Rabbits have a chance to get the Cavaliers. I don't. I think the Cavaliers, I low-key think they're going to go far. I think this is finally their year. They're going to go far. Granted, they are unable to win the title. They are literally incapable of winning the title because they made the fatal error of employing James Harden. He's like Chris Paul. If you employ James Harden, just like when you employ Chris Paul, you are foregoing your chances of winning the championship. You don't forego your chance to get there, but you do forego your chance of winning it. I do think they have a deep playoff run, though. I think this is finally the year. They're not going to have the, this is the team that gave us perhaps the greatest quote in sports history. The lights were brighter than expected. At worst, that's probably top 5 all time right there. So, yeah. I think this is the year they finally do a deep run, but we'll see. We're still. Well, the more people in the stands, less people watching, and vice versa. Okay, yeah, but not by like 200,000. Beat ourselves in the first game. The battle chickens. 2020. Let me check to make sure I wasn't BSing y'all. 2025 UFL season. Scroll all the way down to the TV. Okay, let's see. So broadcast. So week 1, nope. Week 2, nope. Week 3, 97, but not a million. Okay, so there was one week 9 game on Fox that had a 1.35 that I do believe had a huge lead in. Then there was the one playoff game on ABC. So you had 2 games in total have over a million last year. We already have 1 this year. That is crazy. Let's see. Most St. Louis ain't. I mean, hey, this is true. They are definitely some good games. It's just one of those where, like, I think most people prefer the NFL way because the NFL does it the blank games where you have, like, one game in, like, week 7 or week 16, then you have another game in week 17, then you have the rematch in week 18, which they do a lot. I think that's part of the issue is that most people just prefer that one overall, but, yeah. No, I like that. No, to week 1. Oh God, I'm scared to put this game on. Oh, it's still 27 points, bro. Like, how are we losing to the Magic, bro? Hey, but to be fair, nope, your worst isn't that much worse than what you are now. That was a lot worse for DC. That's what makes this game so interesting, to be fair. Deion Kane, crazy play right there. Again, you also love that we actually see highlights. Like, look, I do like those clips overall talking about Super Bowl touchdowns. It's pretty cool. But bro, we're watching a UFL game. We need to see some UFL stuff at half, not some random, Plaxico Burress thing. Unless you're going to show me the clip of him getting shot by Plaxico Burress. I'm... Okay. In all seriousness, though, like, we don't... You know what I mean? It's just weird, but yeah. 28-point game. Oh my God, you didn't even get the rebound. How do you not get the rebound on the missed free throw? Yeah, I mean... The back-to-back, man, they do seem to make these games a lot closer, but in all honesty, I think the biggest thing is that Columbus's offense is one that just is needing to be gelled together, whereas the Renegades' offense is sort of being found out. The one thing I think I said after week 1, that you always got to be worried about when a player does really well is if it's their first game or their first season, you always have to wonder if it's just because there's no tape on him, and then once you have tape on him, it's a lot easier to defend him. Because there's no weather excuse, there's no short week excuse for this one. Like, Reed is playing a good game, but he is not playing week 1 or week 2 Austin Reed level of football. And that is helping out Columbus a lot. I doubt it. The refs' egos are too huge. We saw how bad it failed to the PI, where you would have clearly, like, you need to overturn this, and they never would because they were just, like, so egotistical. Like, honestly, I kind of hope that this time it backfires on the refs. This is one of the few times I'm actually going to side with the NFL in this. I really hope it backfires on the refs and they end up, like, getting screwed over in the CBA. The fact that after what they did this past year and past 2 years, they think they deserve a raise? My brothers in Christ, no the fuck you don't. You guys have been historically terrible the last 2 years and you want a raise? Like, dude, that's like if Coleridge came to the Texans tomorrow and was like, I need $60 million a year after what he did the last 2 years. What? That's like Tua saying, I need a raise for my contract that the Dolphins gave me. Excuse me? And that's what the refs are doing. Stop it. You guys sucked this past year, and you sucked the year prior. Like, stop. I hope the NFL crushes them this time. Because, we might get the fail Mary again. I hope that doesn't happen for the specific reason that I want this NFL refs union to take a hit. Their egos are so massive, it's insane. Only because MLB umps just have power. Like, MLB umps have legit power. They can just throw you out for no reason and nothing gets done to them. And we're seeing that challenge be checked, but even then, like, you had, C.B. Buckner ended up screwing over, like, Trevor Story or something, because even though, like, he made bad calls and he lost challenges, he ended up, like, you're supposed to, if you have a check swing, you're supposed to look at the first or the third base ump. He said F that, and he called it a strike like a dick, because he just was pissed off. So MLB umps are the worst, but outside of them, the worst are NFL refs. And I would say even worse than NBA refs, unless you're Scott Foster against Chris Paul, but that's what I'd say. Rant over. Joe West in the World Series together. Cool. It's all good. The Fail Mary I'm Done classic. They robbed my Bills. That was something. That was a weird one. See, yeah, NFL ain't gonna have those refs are so bad. Looks like the game is about to be getting back again. We are still at the half. We're about to come out of the half. It is a tie game, 14-14. Hornets are still down by about 30. My bad. Still down by exactly 30 after that free throw. LaMelo's going to dribble up the court. He's got Williams in front of him. He's going to keep going. He's got Paolo on him. Ain't no way getting it pieced up on defense by Paolo. He's dribble. And he goes for the layup, and he makes it. 28-point game. 28-point game, guys. We might have a chance. They have a bad pass, and it doesn't even matter. They get the ball back anyway. Paolo's going to go up. Oh, my God. It's a wide-open corner three. He misses it. We actually got the rebound. That's crazy. Come on. Three-pointer. Give it to us. Give it to us. Make this a closer game. Make it a 25-point game. Make it at least close. Quotation marks. Heavy quotation marks. Close game. Well, we're still at halftime. I've watched more basketball in the last 48 hours than I have the rest of the year, by the way. I watched the entirety of the Hornets game, vaguely watched like half of this one so far, and I watched pretty much the entire Golden State game. That's more than the entire rest of the year combined. I have not watched a single regular season game at all. I couldn't have cared less. I just kept up with all the stats and all that. New Orleans Saints. Oh, that's classic, bro. It was a classic no call. Kel Roby called and tried to kill your receiver, and they were like, no, we're good. He's looking around for the flag, and it doesn't come. He's like, you gotta love it. Hear me on the wall. Cartoon character. Oh, my gosh. Corner three. Okay. Classic. If you know that episode, bro, that was classic. Then he, pulled the Bo Jackson Tecmo. Poor Cleveland, bro. Poor Cleveland. Wow, bro. It's almost a 20-point game now. Only down by 25. Come on. Just get a steal on Paolo. LaMelo, we need you to use your powers of accidentally injuring somebody. Paolo missed the shot, and it literally got... Oh, my God, bro, this team. Oh, my God, LaMelo just got crushed with that block, but at least we got the ball back. Wow, that was like a wide-open mid-range J, and he just didn't take it, bro. You're letting this random dude I've literally never seen before piece you up. That's so bad. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, dude. It's like I'm watching a postseason power play for the Hurricanes. It's just disaster after disaster. Man, where's the team from like 2 months ago, bro? We need Khan to actually be hitting shots. Best season in like a decade, and it's going to end in a play and getting pieced up by 2026 Paolo Banchero. You can't be serious. Halftime is still going on, by the way, just for those of you wondering why we're not talking about the UFL. We're still at halftime. We're almost at halftime. Columbus is getting the ball back, so we'll see if they can do something here. Showing the challenge flag throw by Ted Ginn that ended up working out really well for him. I need to turn another fan. Dude, this is so bad. I need to get like a mini AC unit for this room at some point. I'll probably try to get one like this next week because it's so bad in here now that it's actually getting summer. Like it's summer essentially. Like once you hit like this level of spring, it's summer in NC, which sucks. But yeah. Hey, it's your channel. Hey, we're at halftime. We got a Hornets game on. I'm just like watching this, being like, damn, bro, I can see why we still aren't that team yet. Because man, like we have 62 points with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and Orlando's 88. Like, come on, man. This is not the best team in basketball. This is a team that is gonna get their ass handed to them in the first round. Like Detroit's gonna beat them at worst in like 5. If it's more than 5, dude, there's something really wrong with Detroit, or injuries happened. Khan being banished to the bench again. Let's go see it, Mike. Dude, we love UFL Daily, dude. UFL Daily. I'm so glad that he's back. And I love that, like, because there wasn't a UFL Daily, because, like, if you don't know, this is a parody of NBA Central and all that. But because there is no UFL Daily beforehand, he just has UFL Daily as the actual name. Like, him putting parody account as him being generous, he could have easily not done this and people would fall for this. And they already do. Ball is recovered at the 10, gets to the 20. The 25 cuts inside the 30. The 34-yard line for Columbus. So under the Shadow Realm. So let's see what happens now with Columbus. Can they get the lead on this drive? 1st and 10. In shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 or 2 to the right. No, 3 to the right now, 1 to the left. Ball is snapped. McClendon rushes to the right. He's going to go for it. He gets about 2 yards and slides. 2nd and 10 for, or about 2nd and 8 for Columbus. We'll see what they do here. Second and 8 for Columbus. Can they do something good here? Todd Haley looking as much as like Rob Ryan as possible. The change that he has had in 2 years is truly something else. Or 3 years is truly special. So let's see what happens. Under center, 3 receivers to the right. Ball is snapped. They fake the handoff. There's 1 receiver by himself to the left. He's going to throw over his body. It is caught at the 50, up to the 40. Gets taken down about the 38-yard line. Elise Mack with another great play. Caught that. Was a beautiful throw by McClendon. Arguably his best throw all day. And a great catch by Elise Mack. He's lapping it up with Taylor. Just a great play. I got to see that one again. That was a beautiful throw. That was such a risky throw, and he threw it literally perfectly. Oh, man, it's great. It wasn't like a full crossbody, but it was a borderline one. And he just made a perfect throw. You literally could have thrown that. You literally could have thrown it about 8 inches better. Instantly good throw. Todd Spring meme legend. Yeah, we love that guy. Dude, the army of Todd Haleys. Got like, I think was, I'm thinking I'm up to like 6 Todd Haleys now, maybe 7 in the members, because everybody's within that year to like 2 year span. You know, G-Man's getting close to unlocking the image. The best image. The CJ Johnson meme image. The best of them all. That's going to be great. 1st and 10. Love the banner going on right now. McClendon looks over the middle of the field. He's going to roll up. He gets past 2 guys. It ends up getting about 7 yards on the play, which you'd love to see right there if you're an Aviators fan. Great play for him. Getting about 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 4. We'll see, though, what they exactly call this. Damn, nope. You're a Renegades fan now? How you do it? It's not just me saying it. Was Bleacher Report saying it? Sports Illustrated saying it? If you know, you know. 2nd and 3 for the Aviators. Motioning one from the right to the close right. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the right. Evades the tackle. Gets the 1st down. And then about another 2 yards. Great play. About a 5-yard rush. Really solid 5-yard rush for Zaquandre White, I believe it was. Yeah, Zaquandre. A nice play for him. Dude, every time I look at Todd Haley, I just smile because I'm like, dude, like, you literally, you looked at a picture of Rob Ryan and said, let's go. Like, come on. 1st and 10 for the Aviators. They got 13 more plays so far. Under center. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts inside. Gets about 2 yards on the carry right there. Let's see some stuff. Second and 8 for Columbus. The Rob Ryan comp. Dude, I watched the first game with Columbus with somebody else, or the second one. The first thing they said is like, is that Rob Ryan? McClendon slips after he got pressured a bit. Damn, he just stayed there. I guess he just didn't want to risk fumbling, but it was about 4 yards right there. Like I've done before against those defenders. Finally, at least that's done. Let's see. Okay, Okay, come on, Hornets. I haven't looked at the score in a minute. Be only down by 20. 3rd and 13 for the Aviators. They are in field goal range, so they can't get the lead here. Ball snap, looks to the middle of the field. Rolls up. He's rushing to it. He's going to go for it. He cuts to the left. He's got nobody in front of him. He keeps going. He got the first down and then some. He is down at about the 8-yard line. Incredible rush from McClendon. Again, it's like I said after like week 2, he needs to use his legs more. He is a great quarterback. He's insanely athletic, and he gets the first down. Incredible play for him right there. That's 1st and goal. Incredible rush from McClendon. It's about like a 16, 17-yard rush, about a 19-yard rush, my bad. Incredible play for McClendon. Did a little, oh, that's great. That's one of those where he just did it to do it. He didn't really fool anybody. He just did it and he was able to go. Actually kind of helped him because it slowed him down a little bit, let him cut. Great move. And you got to love that Columbus actually has their painted end zones. You got to remember that. That's something I love about this team is they have the actual painted end zones. He rushes again. It's a fumble. Columbus has it. They should. If they don't have it, something went terribly wrong. That's a touchdown for Columbus. Columbus touchdown. Huge risk. McClendon fumbled it. But Elise Mack gets the touchdown. Oh, man, he is having an insane night tonight, bro. The former Brahma himself, Elise Mack, is going off. Gets the touchdown on the fumble recovery. Let's see this replay. Oh, beautiful punch out. Insane. That's a perfect punch out. But it just bounced so awkwardly and allowed for Columbus to get it. They had 3 of the 4 guys were right there. Touchdown, Elise Mack for the Aviators. Crazy play. Oh, it was a beautiful grab. He just one-handed that one like that. Just to turn into the Lamar Jackson, basically. Exactly how they drew it up. Oh, St. Louis Rams fan. Ooh, man, that's rough. As soon as they leave, like, give it 5 years, they won a Super Bowl. Kick is up. It's good. 21-14, Columbus over Dallas. Still a 25-point game in the Hornets. Man, it's over. Unless we have the greatest 4th quarter in the history of the NBA, we're cooked. I'm going to turn the game off. I don't even want to watch this, man. I don't want to be even more disappointed than I already am. Hey, it's looking good for Columbus. They got a 17-point lead already. They got a 7-point lead. You still got 25 minutes left, but we'll see what happens. Let's go, Columbus. Meister. Yeah, good old Lamar pulling a Paul Pierce that one time. Pulling up Paul Pierce. Classic, bro. It's a classic NBA moment, bro. Paul Pierce, you know, in the wheelchair. Let's see. What is trending right now that isn't just SmackDown? I did see the trailer for Street Fighter. I didn't even know that came out, and I watched it. The one thing I will say is that that movie needs to be cheesy. Like, I feel like that's a movie that really needs to be cheesy, but I don't know if it's going to actually happen. I think they're going to try to make it too serious, but I don't know. Like, bro, you got Cody Rhodes as a guy. Like, okay, stop it. You got Roman Reigns as Akuma. Lay it. Okay, it's over, bro. Started together. Hey, bro, he lost a few pounds. That's pretty good. Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe split. That's why they're trending. Even Sue Bird can't live with Rapinoe. Oh, that's diabolical. Hats off to Sue Bird for lasting more than a week with Rapinoe. Oh my god, it's crazy. Further address breakup on their podcast. Bruh. Okay, we're just, oh man, dude. Gotta love engagement bait. What's stopping the Giants from winning the Super Bowl next season? I don't know. The fake CTE, you know, as Cam Scatter who said, you know, I don't believe in it. Him and Stone Cold together, bro. What's CTE? Never heard of it. Never heard of her. $118 total passing yards. Elise Mack. That's a crazy touchdown. Hey, if you get the end zone, you get the end zone. You know, touchdown Columbus. They got 7-point lead. We'll see if they can hold it. They definitely need this win. You need to start the season at least 1-3. If you're 0-4, you're done. And it will be interesting because if this happens, it means the only team with a 0 is going to be the Storm, meaning we might be 4-0 in, well, 3-0 technically in scenarios that get rid of an O. So we'll see. Literally everything. John Harbaugh is your head coach. I'm sorry. I don't know. I will say this, like, the fact that he wanted to keep wanted to keep, I forgetting his name. The old guy that coaches Cleveland now. Todd Monken as his OC says a lot about how not super toned in he is. Bro, you lost like 2 games last year because you benched Derrick Henry for no reason, and then you're going to keep your offensive coordinator? What? Okay. Like, damn, if I'm Baltimore, they literally said, we're going to give you a chance. He said, nah, I'm good. And they're like, okay, bye-bye. Another great kickoff by the Aviators. And another great coverage job. They're going to get the ball to the 22-yard line. This is insane. At the end of the day, the special teams unit for the Aviators is a huge reason this game is as close as it is, and the fact they're winning this. Like, Dallas has not been able to start at any good field position outside of the 4th down. You had the insanely good punt return for Columbus. You've had a ton of just great coverage unit by Columbus. Just insanely good play by the special teams unit for Columbus. Got to give them a ton of props for this game right now. They're definitely, overall, they're probably the best unit on the field for them. And that's despite how good the defense and offense have been playing overall. Just insane. Take a knee. Nah, this is just, like I said, wait, ball snap, Reed's looking, throws it over the middle, and it could have been intercepted. It's the fact that he didn't have any film on him, right? If you have a great game, but you have no film on you, it's a lot harder. It's like the whole sophomore slump thing. The whole reason why the sophomore slump is a saying that exists is because you have a rookie that starts playing, you don't have really any film of him. Even if you have film in college, you don't have NFL film, so if he has a great year, that's why having a sophomore slump is so common, because then it's like we have film on you, and it's how do you adjust to that. That's the one thing hurting Reed. You're in a back-to-back game, and you're going against a defense that just played you and learned some of your tells, and you've now played 3 games, so it's a lot easier to tell what you're doing. He's still having a good game. He's just not having a perfect game like he's been having. They rush up the middle, and it's about a 6-yard gain for the Renegades. Get unis at the Reds. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about it. I did see that, the spear. Like, dude, come on. Just go back to either of them. I don't care which you go back to. I don't care if it's the Redskins or the football team. Just go back to them, bro. Like, not a single soul like the Commanders. That season ticket vote, bullshit. You did not vote. You did not have season ticket voters do it. And if you did, you asked the dumbest human beings on the planet, because no way they saw all those options to pick the Commanders. Stop it. Ball is thrown. It is incomplete for Tyler Vaughns. Vaughns is looking for a defensive holding. He is not going to get it. 4th and 7. Columbus with another great defensive series as they get another great overall 3-and-out right there. I was hoping the Giants win at least 5 games. I will say, man, it's crazy that you have so many teams that have 2 first-round draft picks this year, and it's such a, I'm going to be generous, mid-draft class. Even if you eliminate quarterbacks, it's one of those where you look at it and you're like, man, this is like, you know, it's feeling like 2013, 2022 all over again. You're going to have a couple really good players. It's like you got like Avril Reese, you know, Fernando, Love, and then you've got a couple really big-time receivers, and it's about it, and you're like, dang, man. But we'll see what happens. Kick is up, is down to the 30, cuts to the right, gets to the 40. Oh, my God, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25. He's down to the 23-yard. Oh, dude, it's just as I was glazing this unit. Dude, this Aviators. Oh, there's a flag. This is probably going to be a block in the back is what I'm calling, or holding. But, dude, this Aviator special teams unit is so good tonight. It is the best unit on the field for them, even better than their defense, has been playing great themselves. Let's see. This is probably going to be on the special teams coverage unit, but the coverage, but the return unit, but let's see. – 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's a block in the blindside block, so rough, but yeah. Dallas special teams selling all game. Yes, they are. Oh, look at that punt, man. Got dart when we had the chance. Call back. Yeah, called back. That was such a good return. It might have been out of bounds right there, so it might have not been as bad. Poor Columbus. That was almost insane. Oh, what did Larson say? Was he glazing like Austin Reeder? He's glazing the unit. Trying not to lay a curse. Oh my God, this guy. James Larson been screwing everything out here. Assume you live in the DC area. I will say it would be interesting what happens in this draft. I hope the Panthers make another good pick. I wasn't a fan of the Tep pick purely because I wanted a tight end. I still do believe that I think we would have been better. Like, Tet was great for us, but or my bad, Tetaroa, my bad. Or his mom's gonna fucking kill me apparently. Hey, I still have a video. I have not published that video. I made an NFL honors video. I said a lot in that video. I decided not even to put it as a members video. I was gonna post it as a legit video. I still have it saved, but there was like 3 sections where I went like really hard, and even I was like, damn, I think this is a bit much, and I just never posted it. And one of them was I'm not gonna say, but it was something else. But the point is, like, even though like he was a great pick, I still wish we did get Tyler Warren because I just hated watching our tight end group. It's been the same mid as hell tight end group for years. Maybe we get one this time or help the defense. We'll see. Yeah, that was definitely a very question one. I saw it on the replay. That was definitely one. I agree with you, DJP, for sure. Yeah, that video, it was one where I was about to post it, and I'm like, man, I can't. Like, I said so much stuff. I was like, man, like, that's a bit much. Like, especially because it's not like, you know, the Showboats video from a couple years ago, if you know, where it's like, okay, you really deserve this to happen to you. It was like, so, yeah. Makes the streams a lot more. Hey, yeah, I'm much happier doing it as, like, a stream where I can, like, not let something go off topic, but in a video where it's like I may have said something wrong, and then it's like I can't change it, and it's like, dang, that sucks. But yeah. Elise, man. Let's see what Columbus can do. First time trailing in the second half of this season. Look at Jalen. He was looking at the camera. Look at that. He's staring at it for a second. When it came back in 2020, go Defenders. 1st and 10 for the Aviators in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the. Oh, they just got the lineman lined up really bad. My bad. 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Running back to the right. Ball is snapped. Looks to the right side of the field, getting pressured. He's going to run for it again. He evades a tackle and keeps going, and he ends up getting about 3 yards on the play. McLennan just keeps running. Love to see that. Getting a lot of yards on the ground, which you definitely love to see that. So, big plays for him right there. God, dude, this mouse. I don't know how to clean out this mouse, but I need to clean out this mouse badly. I might try to vacuum it or something like really weird. It doesn't make sense. We'll have to give the 94 Eagles the money. And he was bad. That was bad. Like, I know people blame the Daniel Jones injury. It's like, bro, I'm sorry. When there's a point where if you are at a certain record, like, you got to have the whole team be injured to use that as an excuse. I'm just saying. I agree. Perez on the sideline is definitely weird to see. The Mr. Starter just sitting there. 1st and 20 after the penalty. Ball is snapped. Delayed handoff. Cuts to the right. Evades a tackle, but then he gets hit by somebody else. There's another flag here. If you're... Oh, looks like White is looking for a face mask. Let's see if he gets this. So the penalty doesn't matter. It's a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, they called the face mask pretty clear. Yeah, that's a face mask. That ain't one of those ticky-tacky, like the pinky got in there for like half a second. That was a face mask. Granted, it's not as bad as the no-call one on, what was it, like Sam Darnold, where they literally ripped his helmet off and they didn't call it. Like, what face mask? Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts to the left. Keeps going. Gonna give him about 4 yards overall. Still, though, there's no penalty ever as great as when that man on the Browns ripped that helmet off and he swung it at him, dude. I still remember that. Watching the Knicks Mavericks, the game was over. It was like a blowout at some point. Turned it off, put on the Browns game, and then like literally a minute later, Myles Garrett rips his helmet off and swings it at him. Oh my God, it's crazy. 2nd and 5. They hand it off to the right, and he slips and falls down. It's going to be about a 2.5-yard loss for the Aviators. Dude, that Roughnecks team was good for sure. I'm actually a Niners fan. Yeah, Chris Ballard, man. Like, he'll have, like, one decent draft or offseason every, like, 4 years. And, like, yeah, good enough, bro. It's like, come on, man, stop it. Mason Rudolph. Crazy that he didn't get hurt even worse. I mean, Garrett hit him with that. He got really lucky that it wasn't like anything like really bad that happened to him. I guess it shows how much of a thick skull he had, I guess. But that was crazy, dude. Imagine they dude, he should go to the Browns to be his teammate. That'd be hilarious. 3rd and 7, ball snap, looks to the middle of the field, throws it over the middle. Damn rocket arm. Rocket arms it to the ground, incomplete, 4th and 7. Again, penalties ended up hurting Columbus, even though, yes, they got the face mask penalty. The penalty on the punt return that they really did not need to get. And then getting the holding, so it did end up hurting him a bit. Defense does their job, so yeah. Gotta love that story, bro. Madden 08 went through all the logos, stopped the reskin logo. Bro, good old RG3 that 1 year, bro. Oh, man. Jaden Daniels that 1 year. Oh, man. Columbus is going to take a delay of game penalty here. Wow. It's honestly pretty crazy, the playoff droughts. Like, especially because a lot of them have been going away except the Jets. Because, like, the Sabres finally broke their playoff drought. Finally getting here. And they do it by just dominating out of nowhere. They have, like, this insane season where, like, they're the top 5 team in the league. Crazy. UFL, I don't really have one. I guess technically you could say DC, because, I mean, damn, I went to a game as a member of the press, for crying out loud. So I guess you can say DC for the UFL, but really it's like DC. Dallas was my XFL team. They're the XFL team I did like the most. So I guess you could say them as well. I like Columbus. Pretty much every team but the Storm. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not the biggest Storm fan. I don't hate the team. I've never been a big Beck guy. And they don't have, like, a ton of players that, like, guys I really enjoyed last year. Like, Chris Rowland's fucking awesome player and all that, but I don't know. But I don't really have, like, a super big UFL team now that the Panthers are gone. I will have the Panthers once they're back, but for now, yeah, definitely a question mark. Speaking of that, I do not remember where I put my Panthers plush. I think it's still over here. I do not remember for sure, though. Because I moved some stuff in here a little while ago. Oh, yep, it is still here. I still got my Panther, okay. I got the little Panther. He's a little warm right now because of how hot it is in here. Yeah, I still got that. NHL. I'm not shocked that now you say that, but now that you say that, I'm not shocked, but that is still shocking that they're the longest, because that team was so good for so long. But yeah, dude, the Iser plan just hasn't worked. He had injuries hurt him this year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next year, but yeah. For tornado warnings. Dang, that's unlucky, bro. Yeah, hopefully there's no tornadoes that actually end up hitting you. Or at least, it's not like anything horrid, so hopefully that's not bad. But yeah, definitely stay safe, man. We need a pick 6 here. The Red Wings, man, is crazy. Yeah, the Jets have the longest streak. So who's the second longest? Is the second longest going to be an MLB team, probably? It's not the Brewers, not the Mariners, not the Red Sox, not the Orioles. Not the Mariners, not the Marlins somehow. Not the Rays. Maybe not. No, it's probably an MLB team. Baltimore's an MLB team. The good old Orioles. Man, that team was a bit disappointing last year for sure. Reported that a tornado has wiped away the Orlando win last week. Oh my god. It is from the MLB? Okay, I cannot name who it is. I cannot think who it is. If I keep naming every team, I probably could. It's not the Mets, not the Yankees. Not the Blue Jays. I forgot they even existed, bro. Even though yeah, okay, that's not shocking at all. That team sucked. It was Trout, Ohtani for a little bit, and a ton of money being spent on shitty pitchers. That was that team. And Rendon he had that great postseason with the Nationals, and he got his bag, and he disappeared, bro. Never played, and when he did play, he was hella mid. Gotta love it. So we got 5 minutes left in the third quarter, so we got about 20 minutes left. Turning to Missouri. So we got about 20 minutes left in the game. Columbus is up by 7. Dallas is getting the ball here. They have it, so we'll see what happens. Legit is a bit of a stretch. I'm going to be real with you. It's a bit of a stretch. Bryce Young still ain't looking all that great. He had about, 5 good games last year. It just so happened that one of those games was on national TV, so everybody made it, to glaze him. But we'll see. Ball is snapped. Throws it to the left. It is going to be incomplete. Might be DPI. Yep, DPI or defensive holding, so it's going to be a big one right there. I did not hear about that. That is actually shocking. You're talking about Iowa, like Kirk Ferentz, the super old guy that's coming back. That is insane. That is honestly shocking. I mean, damn, bro. At this point, like, it's like every team is doing some form of tampering. I mean, hell, the NFL even has illegal tampering, for crying out loud. If I was a person, I'd just do whatever I want, hopefully not get caught. That Panthers live stream. Yeah, but you know what? I will say, I heard so many people after year one, I'll talk about this after this play, in shotgun for the Dallas Renegades. Ball is snapped, they hand it off, get that 4 yards. I remember all these MFers back in 22 saying, oh, well, if Bryce Young had CJ Stroud's team, he would be just as good or better. Now, fast forward. Who has the better roster? Bryce Young. Who has the better offensive coaching? Bryce Young. Yet now we're going to shit on CJ. Coleridge, my bad. He has to earn CJ back. On Coleridge, yeah, we're going to glaze Bryce Young. Like, I'm just saying, I'm calling a spade a spade. He has the better roster now, and he's playing better. So is he really better than CJ Coleridge? I don't know. They might be equal in terms of not being good and needing good rosters around them, but we'll see. Reed fakes the throw. He gets pressured, and he gets taken down. Another sack for the Columbus Aviators. This is looking like week one with the Renegades. I mean, the Battlehawks versus defenders when it comes to D-line versus O-line. Just crazy. Even sad, too. I got the taste. Hey, I heard, like I said, I live in Carolina. I listen to Carolina radio. They glaze the hell out of Bryce Young and would be like, oh, Dave Canales was an okay head coach. Dude, the entire reason the team was good was coaching. Like, he's the reason that team was much better this year, not Bryce. He plays the Falcons insanely well for some reason. And he played against the Rams well. It's like the Rams, the Packers, and the Falcons he just plays well against. Everybody else he sucks against. He played like trash against Tampa Bay, lost the game that mattered, got bailed out by tiebreakers in the Saints-Falcons game, and then again, had an early interception that hurt and was overall solid, but still not perfect, and we lost to the Rams. I really do like Canales. I think that people clowning Evero, yes, I hate prevent defense, but damn near every coach does it despite the fact that it has never worked ever. With that being said, I still think he's a good defensive coordinator. The roster we had on defense did not warrant our defense being as good as it was last year. So I think we have a great coaching staff right now. So we just need to upgrade around that. Best case scenario, we get some defense. Defense looks better. Bryce looks the exact same or a bit worse. Management says he's not the guy. We let him walk or we pay him a super low amount of money, like $25, $30 million a year. And then we're good. If we pay him like $40 million a year, we drastically overpaid him. Unless he has an incredible year next year. Barring an incredible year next year, which I think most of us doubt happens, he is not getting paid over $30 million. If he does, overpay. Super overpay. Man, showing a Duke commercial right now. Crazy. I'm going to be going to Duke next year. By going to Duke, I mean like I'm going to probably go to a game or two because my cousin is going to Duke next year. So, probably going to end up going to some of those. Whom you'd like to take the game with you. If you can teleport me there tomorrow, I'm going to... Arch left Texas. Wait, what? Are you serious? Are we being dead ass, or are you just saying that? Oh, are you saying in the NFL? Oh, are you saying the... Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Damn, bro, we're... Damn... Oh, man, I thought you meant he left Texas. I'm going to be like, what the hell? Ball is snapped. Reed rolls out to his right. He throws it. It is caught, but it's short for the first down. There is a flag. I thought you meant he left Texas. Okay, who's going to be bad enough next year? The Jets, probably. The Jets might be again. Aaron Glenn's going to command that tank. The prodigal son return, Geno Smith. Defensive holding, first down for Dallas. So... I think the Jets might be bad enough to get it. The Browns. The Browns could be. The Browns are rough. Dude, especially if Groper Cleveland is starting for him again. Oh, my God. They might be bad enough to get it. But, yeah. I think the thing with the Dolphins, I've got that feeling they're going to pull something similar like the tank for Tua thing, where they end up winning a couple games at some point. They win too much at some point and ends up screwing them over. So I think they're going to finish at like the 3rd or 4th pick, honestly. AFC East is a good bet. The AFC East is the Jets or the Dolphins is a good bet. You know, the Cardinals could. The Cardinals they're literally Trey McBride and hopes and dreams. So they could. They fake the handoff. Reed rolls out to his right. He's going to throw the dump out. It's going to be 2nd down. There is a flag. We'll see what this flag is. You're also in the tornado watch. Denzel, hope you stay safe. In terms of the game right now, it is still 21-14. There's a flag looking on the offense for holding. Columbus has the lead after a really awkward fumble that ended up giving him a touchdown. Dallas is currently driving, but they just took a holding penalty, so they're going to lose another 10 yards here. Not anyone to throw to. Hey, he's got I forget his name. The dude from Green Bay that was from Tennessee. I'm blanking on his name. I'm just thinking Manny Wilkins. I don't know why. I'm just thinking of Manny Wilkins. I'm literally looking at his head and I can't think of his name at all. You know what I'm talking about. In shotgun, 2 receivers on both sides of the ball. Ball is snapped. Reed looks to the right side of the field, looks to the middle of the field, throws it to the right. It is caught out of bounds. It's going to be caught at about the 42-yard line. Going to be about 2nd and 8. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Still 21-14 Columbus over Dallas. Austin Reed is still not past 100 yards, by the way, which is pretty crazy considering the first 2 weeks, but he has not crossed 100 yards. Feeling a bit good putting him at number 2 in my power rankings. Dude, watch him have a Pro Bowl year. Oh, my God. Ball is snapped. They throw it deep to the left. Incomplete. No flag. 3rd and 6 now for the Renegades. That'd be so crazy, dude. If he ends up having, like, another one of those random years. He hits the, you tried to write me off again. I still haven't wrote back. Everybody's talking about the dude that's going to happen if he wins week 1. Oh, my God. Week 1 against the Fernando Mendoza Raiders. Book it. Let's see what happens here. 3rd and 6 for the Renegades. They are able to punt, so this is not a go for it for sure 4th down. There is a flag. This is probably going to be on the defense. Incomplete. This might be illegal formation or something like that, but we'll see. Now, Q Bryce isn't doing. Eric Perio's look at the. Yeah, look, the only thing with it, Marion, is like I would agree, but this was year 3, and it's like with him especially, like the whole reason he was a number 1 overall pick was because he was supposedly pro ready and all that. That mentally he's there. He doesn't have the physical capabilities, but mentally he's there. He's pro ready, and if you're pro ready, like you don't get the same grace as other guys do because again, it's been 3 years now, and through 3 years you have put together maybe in total half a year of good games. That's the one issue I have with him. They are going to be punting. The penalty was in the offense, was declined, so Dallas is punting. So the only thing with Bryce is he's given us about half a year in total of good games. Like, he's something that whenever he plays well, I'll say this after this punt. Punt is up. It's going to be returned at, deep punt. Great punt. It's going to be recovered at the 5-yard line. Cuts to the right. Cuts inside. Gets to the 10. Gets down about the 14-yard line. The thing with Bryce is he plays so poorly when he is bad that when he stops playing like trash, he gets glazed because the difference from his bad to his decent is so massive. But what you realize is that his good is still not that great. His stats are eerily similar to Justin Fields last year, and I mean eerily similar. I'm not saying stats as in per game. I'm speaking of game logs. You do game log for game log, stats for stats, they're almost identical. And Justin Fields got so much trash last year. It's just rough, man. Like, Bryce Young, especially 2023. Yes, 2023. No, 4. This was 4th. Wait. I'm getting years mixed up. Whatever the hell that second year was, after he got benched for Andy Dalton and all that, what ended up happening is that when he came off the bench, he was so much better than what he was. He got glazed a ton of people said he was a top 5 quarterback. It was like 2 specific stats he was good at. Everything else he was still terrible at. Not terrible, my bad. Mediocre at. So when you really looked at it, he really wasn't all that great, but because it was better than what he looked like, he got glazed. That's my only issue with Bryce, is that when he plays good, it's against the Falcons, the Rams, and the Packers. Are those 3 teams that I love that he plays well against? Absolutely. But it's 3 teams in the NFL. everyone else he plays just not good against, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Lenore Sellers, I really was a bit disappointed with how the overall team went last year. I was expecting him to have a really good season last year. I know he did get hurt early on, but definitely a bit of a disappointing season for him overall. So, I don't know. In terms of top quarterbacks, I don't follow enough of the specific what years you can be drafted and all that. Like what year this guy is a freshman, sophomore, blah blah blah. Especially with how the transfer portal stuff is. But yeah. Anything else there? No. But I mean, naturally, yes, you're gonna have Arch Manning in theory be a top pick, and it is in theory. I still think you have to say in theory because last year was a very questionable year for him. Hornets. Okay, I'm glad I turned that game off. The Hornets are still down by. They're down by 32 now. Oh my God. Oh, this is so bad. Con Knipple is 1 of 6 from 3. Bridges is 1 of 6 from 3. LaMelo 3 of 8. Oh my God, dude. 3 of 10 from the field. 5 of 12, 5 of 10, 7 of 17. 0 and 4 for Grant Williams. Oh my God. 0 and 3 for Cal Brenner. Oh my God. Kobe at 1 of 5. Dude, this is terrible. We're getting bodied by the Orlando Magic. That's terrible, bro. The Orlando Magic? Come on, man. That's not even a good team. Respectfully. Even winning the field position bout? Yeah, he did. He sold the game. The Norris Sellers, man. Never forget, bro. They upset Clemson in that game. Oh, it was such a banger. I watched that game. That was such a good game. It was like 2 years ago. That was a great game. The end man beating Dabo, and it was just cinema, bro. Okay, so let's see what the Aviators can do here. The Aviators, for those of you that are tuning in now, are currently at 1st and 10. They are at their own about 5-yard line after a penalty that put them back. So let's see what they do here. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Gets to the 5. Keeps going. He ends up getting another 2 yards, about a 5-6 yard rush. It's going to be about 2nd and 5 for the Aviators. So solid first play. Columbus has been great at using time on the clock. If they can make this a long drive, they could potentially eat this up all the way down to realistically about 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. If you remember that first quarter drive, they were able to have a 10-minute drive where they still were about 30 yards shy of getting the end zone. So they definitely could. Yeah, this is probably a C-tier game, maybe a B-tier. It's a kind of okay game. It's not like it's insane. Probably a B-tier. There's been a couple insane catches and plays like that. Another injury right now. There's a Renegades defender down currently. By about 8 minutes. Yeah, and they're about to win this possession battle by even more than 8 minutes, man. They're about to... If they can keep this drive going, it's going to be a long drive. We'll see. Ted Ginn is talking about some penalty stuff right now, but again, he used the challenge, and you can't use it again. I don't know if it's hopium. I want the Warriors to win. It's tough, because, it looks... They're playing hurt, right? Draymond is definitely battling through something. Steph obviously is... I don't think the Suns are just... The Suns are just not, a super great team, obviously. They're not what they used to be. I kind of want the Warriors to win. I do think the Warriors probably win. It depends, though, on... It really depends on how Steph plays. They had so much go right for them. You had, back-to-back-to-back 3 being made by Al Horford. Steph had that great ending. Draymond literally, he made the claw look like... I don't know what, the fingernail. It was insane what he did to him. And so, it's hard to see what they do then. Well, the Pistons are gonna crush that Magic, dude. It's gonna be bad. The Pistons are gonna crush them. At best, it's a 5-game series, I think. You got Cade back. You're the 1 seed for a reason. The Magic are the 8 seed for a reason. You're gonna crush them. Neither. But let's see. 2nd and 5 for the Aviators after the injury timeout. Still in the huddle. See what they can do here. 1 minute and 11 seconds. We got about 2 plays left in this, but yeah. I don't really think it's a Pistons year. The one issue with the Pistons is that they're not truly, fully, they don't have that level of experience. You've got teams like the Knicks, the Celtics, and, of course, the Cavaliers that have a lot of experience. I think that ends up hurting them to an extent. And it's more so a next year team they're going to be great, but we'll see. Is Dylan Brooks can be even Jalen Green. Dylan Brooks. It'll be an interesting game. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be watching it. I probably will. I might not. I don't know for sure, but, yeah, we'll see. They'll sound screwed. Team versus my GOAT. You mean the Lakers? 2nd and 5. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. cuts to the right, gets to the 10, gets out of bounds at the first down marker. Airstrike on the entire NBA that league's on. Speaking of dude, more like the NBA media. I'm gonna be real, dude. The NBA media is so terrible. Like, it's so bad. The NBA media just, the agenda is terrible. But yeah, like of the, it's something. It's something else. I completely forgot. Honestly, when I was looking at my community members' videos, I completely forgot. I was looking up NBA to look up the exact title I had for my video last year of my NHL NBA plays. I completely forgot I did a top 10 NBA players of all time video. And I still stand by that list outside of, like, there's 2 spots I might, like, flip. Like, I might flip, like, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 as, like, examples. But I completely forgot I made that video as a member-exclusive video, my top 10 NBA players of all time. And I still stand by it for the most part. But NBA made something else. Blazers take them down. Okay, we really... Okay, that's a big hot take, Cookies. That's a big hot take for sure. But, hey, you know, you never know. You never know. You might have somebody pull a LaMelo Ball and, you know, accidentally trip a certain Castle or Victor. You never know. You know, Bounty Gate 2.0, baby. You know, maybe that happens. Who knows? Maybe Chauncey Billups from behind bars, you know, he told the coach of the Blazers, hey, I got a nice parlay in the Blazers. I need something to happen here. But we'll see. We'll see. The Lakers, okay, yeah. It's about a 6-yard gain for the Aviators. Another really good play right there. Renegades even taking a beating, yeah. 2nd and 4, another defender is down for the Renegades. Just rough for them. That's another one. They're getting really thin on their defense. It's also just, in terms of pure football speak, this is helping out Columbus a ton. If you're going to keep having these guys either being hurt, being taken out of the game, or just playing through injuries, it's going to make it even tougher. Like I said, I don't think people realize how good this Columbus Aviators running game has been. In terms of pure consistency, they have been the best ground game in the league. Right? Even though, yes, Deion Jackson has broken some big ones and a couple other guys. The ground game for Columbus has been so consistent because you have 4 guys that can run the football, including your quarterback. And so you are able to chew up even more clock than normal. They already did one insane drive earlier, and they're looking to do another one. There is a very real shot that this drive keeps going till about 5-6 minutes left in the game. And at that point, it's just crazy. It's the best thing they have for sure. I'll take his goal. May need a universal bye week. The only thing that I disagree with that is we did see that the XFL and that kind of really backfired on them in terms of pure, like, you know, like, care about the league sort of thing. Granted, theirs was, like, different. It was right before the playoffs. I think that, like I've said, the end game goal to me is to have the season end 4th of July weekend. Have it be where you have, like, 3 rounds in the playoffs, and maybe you can do a 13-week regular season where it's a 12-game schedule and you have 1 week, you know, where, like, you can do bye weeks, right? Where each team is a bye week. I think that should be, like, the super end goal. A 16-week season, it's only 4 more than what it is right now, so it's not, like, insane. You can do that pretty easily. You add, like, 2-3 weeks at the back end of the schedule, add, like, 1 in the beginning. I think that's, you know, doable in the end game. Right now, adding a bye week just definitely makes it a bit too hard with how the schedule is, but I definitely think that in the future they should for sure. And yes, that is, like, about 5 of them in, like, the last few minutes. I don't think you should do a universal bye week, but I think you should do something where it's like starting, like, let's say if you do a 12-game schedule across 13 weeks, I think you can do that. You can have teams start taking bye weeks anywhere from, like, week 4 to, like, week 8 or something like that. Do 2 a week for those 4 weeks of the middle of the season, or you can do a little bit later through the playoffs. You can do, like, week 5 to, like, week, 11 or something like that. I think that's fine. Yeah. That's what I would do, but yeah. Even though he did steal MJ's holes. Okay, T-Dog. Yeah, we did. This is definitely not looking good. I agree with Trevor. It's definitely not looking good for him, which really sucks to see. And it's one of the things that has been great with the new CBAs. They've helped out injured players a lot more than what it used to be, right? Like, if you go back to, like, the 2022 USFL versus what we've had now, it's so much better. So, like, it's obviously terrible for him, but with how, like, insurance and stuff is, it's so much better for the players that if they do get hurt, it's not as big a financial constraint as it used to be. And we're seeing having this CBA being such a good thing for the league and for the players especially. Yeah, Columbus is leading G, man. It's pretty crazy. And again, they're only under 20, but this is looking to be a drive. They're just going to keep getting time and time and time off the clock, but we'll see. It'll be interesting if they can keep this up. Notification. And Andrew Miller's talking about that he is definitely getting taken off right now. Hornets are still number 3 on trending. Are we being serious? This is so bad. Hornets in 7 from a couple days ago. Oh my god, it's terrible. Sup, Marvin? I see here too. I'm getting here at the end of the third quarter where this game is getting very interesting. Still have not seen attendance numbers. I don't remember when Columbus usually comes out. We haven't gotten them yet. Oh, I don't think I talked about that because I don't remember in the last. Because this is the first stream since, or the second one, but I don't think I talked about it. But yeah, like the way they gave out attendance at DC, they literally like passed out these pieces of paper. Like it was literally like a piece of printer paper with marker on it. They just copied. And so it was like so awkward when you see it live. It's just hilarious. But I know each stadium is different how they do it, but that was so weird for that one. Kings won. I need Aviators when Biox to win. It's Stallions. Mel's such a low IQ player. He's playing his skill. Dude, this team's something else. He really does fit the Hornets well. I mean, he really does. It's just, talent that is questionable. Obviously, he's a great driver, He's a great driver. They keep going. It's a first down and an extra 7 yards after he breaks a tackle. Gets down to about the 35-yard line. Like, I mean, in terms of driving, his driving ability, is it as good as Tiger Woods' driving ability? Debatable. But LaMelo is also a fantastic driver. So, at least he has that going for him. I can't even keep a straight face, bro. I can't keep a straight face with that. If you saw the clip, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a rough way to end the season for sure, but yeah. They hand it off, cuts to the right, gets out of bounds at about the 44-ish yard line, about a 2.5-yard rush. Again, just getting this clock, eating this clock up. It's just insane. Driving ability. Hey, Tiger Woods is the greatest driver of all time. Now, am I saying driver of the golf ball or driver of a vehicle? That's for you to decide. But, yeah. 2nd and 8. Again, like I said earlier, if you weren't watching the first quarter, Columbus had a drive where they didn't even get to like the 30-yard line. Were able to eat up like 10 minutes of clock. This is looking like another one of those types of drives. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Cuts inside, and they get about 3.5, 4 yards. This is the beauty of this 3 running back system. I know that there are some downsides to having 3 running backs instead of 2 because you're not able to get them going the same way. But when you have 3 of them and a quarterback that can run, you can just keep doing run plays, and they're all so different from the last one. You can't really, deal with it the same way. Oh, my God. Another Renegades defender is down right now. Another one is down. He is getting back to his feet pretty quickly, but it's another defender down right there. Oh, at that one. You put Tiger Woods and get an F1. Oh, my God. Warriors down 2-13. Bro, it just started. The game just started like 5 minutes ago. 146 yards running crazy. Tiger Woods is a responsible driver. Country Night lead a perfect drive. Oh, my God. Him and Ted Ginn, bro. Hey, add in Henry Ruggs. Okay, I'm stopping. That's rough. You're wrong with that. Oh, my God, an F1. Cookies, lol. Cookies? Keon Coleman on the Bills? The cookie guy? Oh, you know that one. 3rd and 4 for the Aviators. They are currently at the 41-yard line. Ball is snapped. They fake the pitch. McClendon has a guy in front of him. He throws a moon ball that is caught by Toa. Gets the first down and gets out of bounds. Keeps going out of bounds about the 49-yard line. Insane call, and it was a beautiful one. We saw a similar play like last week that didn't work. That time did. Great one right there. Feels like it's in last round. Dude, and it's going to keep going forever. Just got to say, after huge Aviators win, Josh ready in front of me. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Gets pulled over after a great one. Won't like that one. And Henry Ruggs, a student, he became the sensei. Oh, my God. Dude, that's a great play right there. Again, they had a very similar one a couple weeks ago that didn't work, but that was a great one. 21-14 Columbus. They hand the ball off again. Cuts inside, gets about 3.5, 4 yards. Again, they're just milking this clock. This next play is going to be with almost exactly 12 minutes left. This is just continue to go. Rasheed Rice. I trust that coaching staff in my life. Oh my god. Hey, you know what, bro? Like, I know we like to joke about some of these players. Like, we like to joke about it. It's, ha ha ha. But, like, it is kind of, like, with OJ, man, like, if you watch his highlights, dude, it's crazy. Like, the way that guy was able to just slash through the defense. Okay, 2nd and 4 for the Columbus Aviators. I just dropped like 10 UFLs. Okay. 2nd and 6. Hopefully the tornado warnings are off. 2nd and 6, ball is snapped. They do a fake run, and McClendon goes for it. Gets about 4 yards right there. Until more improves. Third and 4 for the Aviators now. This drive is still going, by the way. But we'll see. Oh, dude. So let's see what happens here. It's 3rd and 4 for the Aviators. Second left. Delay of game. He's looking to call timeout. Hopefully they give him the timeout. If you're an Aviators fan, they are going to give him the timeout. 11.5 minutes left in the game. And avoided punishment from those linebackers was remarkable for his playing days. Oh my god, bro. The way he could get away from those D linemen too, man. Oh my god. It's crazy. I honestly do agree with that overall, Adrian, because if you lose, like, it's a lot easier to understand a lot of the issues you have when you lose a game. And so it definitely does help you out a lot. Like, we saw that because now this is the 2nd week in a row where the team that lost is playing overall much better the 2nd week. So that's what we're definitely seeing for sure, especially because it's about the defense. Because if you lose the first game, it's usually because your offense played worse against their defense and vice versa. So now you have a better way to get better. They can't really get that much better against you, but you can get better against them. I think that's a big part that definitely helps them right there. With bare hands, you could never find a pair of gloves that fit. Oh my god. His basketball's out of game. Truly a hero. And it looks like this is going to be a timeout for Dallas. Hey, we got a great game. It's a Friday night game. They got a bunch of regulars here. Gotta love it. Only thing that would be better is if I wasn't dying of heat in this room, but it is what it is. I mean, dude, like, the Aviators are playing good football for them. It's boring football for some people, but I think it's good football. I love when you, like, this is what I love. I love when a team sees what they're doing is right and they just keep doing it. Just keep running the ball if it's working. I like doing that, so definitely the right call for them and all that. Basically, baseball series Hornets fans at the least should be happy we won for a postseason game. Yeah, we won one play-in game. Ball is snapped, they hand it off. It's another first down for the Aviators. This drive continues. It's gonna put us past the 11-minute mark now. Like, I'll take it. Like I said, though, the Hornets are lower on that list. I got the Hurricanes, the most important team right now, and we got the playoffs starting this weekend. Gotta love it. Dallas got to do something here. Oh, I do not remember exactly what time that game is tomorrow. There's so much stuff going on right now. I hate it. Please don't be during a UFL game. God damn it. It's okay. So, good thing it's not the game I'm streaming, so I'm going to miss, like, a bit of that game. It's fine. It is what it is. Oh, it's less for a bit. The ball, they hand it off. It's going to be about a 4.5-yard gain. I think they got the ball back at around 2 minutes left, so it's been about 7 minutes. It feels a lot longer than, like, it's a long drive, but it feels a lot longer because of the amount of injuries, but it's been about, like, 7 minutes, I believe. We can actually check that right over here. No, third quarter. Okay, third quarter. So this drive started at about 1:35 left. Okay, so 1:35. So it hasn't been like forever, technically, but it's still a long drive. Rushing yards just have 100-6. Oh my god. Yeah, this drive has lasted about 7 minutes. We're getting close to. So yeah. 2nd and 5. Ball is snapped. They hand it off again. And it's another first down. Going to be down at about the 26-yard line. Call it about 27, actually. Yard line for Columbus. So, Chris, yeah, it's not looking super good for the Renegades. Again, you are 3-0, so if you do lose this game, it's not the worst thing in the world. And as some people say, it's kind of... It's like the thing with DC, right? It was better for them to lose week 1 than later. And so, if you do lose this game, it's better to get a first loss now than it will be in a few weeks and all that. But we'll see what ends up happening. Because, I mean, there's still some time left, but this drive by the Aviators is going crazy. Bartman, thank you all. I'm going through some stuff. I hope everything gets better for you, but this is definitely a vibe tonight for sure. 21-14, Columbus over Dallas. Another guy seemingly getting off with an injury. Just crazy how bad the injuries have been in this game. Dude, it's so... I need to get an AC thing in this house. In this room, I mean. But we're at commercial break again. Let me pull up the score. I can actually pull... I don't know why I didn't just do this. I can pull up the other game. Let me pull up the Prime Video. Let's see. How's the game going? Renegades are... Hey, they're coming back. It's already 11-15. Yes, sir. Never mind. It's 11-18. No, sir. Home of the stream, yes. A total fluke, no. But do I think that it was more so that the St. Louis Battlehawks played well or DC played bad? I think it was more so DC played bad. The whole reason I have DC number 1 on power rankings is, to me, it is very similar to the Stallions DC game last year, where a team had no reason not to be prepared, but just weren't. For some reason, they may have been a bit overconfident and they lose. And so it ends up hurting them, and they lose in week 1, but they're still overall a better team, which is why I put them back at 1 for this week's rankings. So I do believe that it is not a true fluke, but it's like they're a better team, and I think they're the best team in the league right now. We will see that tomorrow. Whoever wins that game is probably going to be number 1 in the power rankings, unless Orlando wins, but we'll see. But that's what I would say. Getting punched them out. Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing that hurts the Renegades. You're getting a ton of injuries on defense. Part of that is the way that Columbus plays football. Again, people have been underrating this rush attack. I've been trying to say for a couple weeks now, this Columbus rushing attack is a very good unit. And they're playing against the team, they're using it to their advantage. That's the biggest thing. So this is definitely one of those style things. It's hurting them because a part of the reason they're getting hurt is because of just how they're playing football. It's just so bad for them in that regard. But, yeah. I love when we make fun of the Jets like that, but I will say, if they played, they still would get an interception, but DC... You're going to get more... Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. We got 10 minutes left. We'll see. Week 3 Friday Night Football game. Dude, that was a classic, bro. That was the false start game. What do you mean, do we remember? That was a great one, bro. The false start game. Oh, my God. In terms of, like, TV time, it's probably been, like, 25 minutes, but in terms of, like, clock time's been about 7.5 minutes so far. Hasn't been as long as you think it has because of a lot of injuries, but it still has been a longer drive. Rush up the middle, get about 2.5 yards on the carry with forward progress. So it's about 2nd and 8. 11-23. Yeah, I've got that game pulled up on the side now. I'm pulling up once in a while. That's not looking good for the Warriors. For Steph and the boys. Made for the 4th quarter. Nice. Up to CAW. Oh, we're having a great time. We've made a lot of jokes earlier, like 20 minutes ago. But it's going pretty well. Again, we've got 21-14 game for those joining. Columbus is still driving. They've had this drive for almost 8 minutes now. They hand it off once again. Cuts to the right. Gets about 5 yards. Gets the first down and gets out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. This drive has just been so long for Columbus. They got it with about a minute and a half at the end of the 3rd quarter, and they still have it. They've just been running this ball down Dallas's throat. That is a huge reason why Dallas has been dealing with so many injuries tonight on the defensive side of the ball, and it's just helping even more for Dallas. But we'll see what ends up, or for Columbus, we'll see anymore. Yeah, the Clippers, that was a bad loss for sure. The claw looked like just bad. Well, let's see what happens with Columbus. Under center. Ball is snapped. They hand it off once again, and they get inside, and it's another 7-yard rush. It's just crazy. Columbus is just really punching it right down their throat. I mean, Dallas is not able to do anything on the rushing defense right now. really all night they just haven't been able to do anything, and that's the biggest deciding factor in this game so far. Like, look at that, 14 rush plays. Like, if this isn't saying, like, you guys cannot stop the run, I don't know what does. Again, a lot of those injuries have been because of this rush attack. They've been able to use it so often. They're playing insanely physical football, and it's hurting Dallas, both physically and just schematically. It's just not looking good. Son Knuckles and Tails, honestly, yeah. Got about 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Ball is snapped. They hand it off to Toa Tawa, who cuts to the left, and he gets down at the first down, so that's another first down. They can chew even more clock. We've got about 7 minutes left in the next play. Anxiously anticipating for next week. I'm dreading it. A team named the Aviators is a better running game than throwing the ball in an air game. Hey, I mean, it's like the Defenders, right? Aside from this year, they've historically been a bad defending team despite being called the Defenders. They hand it off to Toa Tawa, who gets down. They might give him about a half a yard on the first down rush. Going about 2nd and goal from about the 2 yard, almost exactly. Again, this drive is now just insanely long. We're almost at 10 minutes. Just an insane drive what they've been doing. But we'll see how this goes. 5-9, 3rd down. They really need to pull. What they need to do, Chris, they need to pull one of those stallions. They need to get a red zone fumble. I mean, Birmingham has done it twice now. You can definitely do it. Just punch that ball out. And hell, you technically did as well. It just happened to be that the ball bounced right back to Columbus. But if you can get one more of those, you can make this entire drive mean almost nothing outside of just losing clock. So it's not like this is something that you can't do. You already did it once where you forced a fumble. You just didn't get lucky with the bounce. But that's really the only thing you can do because you're not able to stop the run at all so far tonight. But you can get the drive back to you if you can force a fumble, which they have done already. We can see if they can do it again. But they need to do it now because if Columbus scores a touchdown here, it feels like the offense is going to have to pull a 4th and 12 for them to win this game. It drags into a 2-minute warning. Dude, could you imagine they get a bunch of penalties to do that? That'd be crazy. Got 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. Dallas has 2 timeouts. They still have their challenge. That is a big thing. Columbus used theirs successfully, but they've already used theirs. Dallas still has 2 of them. Provided they win, they might as well worry about alcohol play. Oh my god. Losing to 0-3 team. That's crazy. That's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, Donald Payne, you hate to see him go down. Great player. It's literally every 5 plays. This is just insane the way that Columbus is just manhandling them right now. Again, Dallas needs a forced fumble here. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Rushes, and he gets the touchdown. It is 27-14 Columbus over the Renegades. This is a 2-score game now. They make the extra point. It's an even bigger one. Just, wow, it's 69 minutes. Insanely long drive right there. Damn near 10 minutes. Actually, literally about 10 minutes, almost exactly right there. Let's pull that one right over here. Yeah, once they add that, that is literally, this is going to update in a second. That game, Showboat should have kept Todd Haley. Yeah, low-key maybe. So I'll tell you, what's my driver? Pray for me, guys. Oh, God, you're cooked, man. Let's go. Ginn is already... Let's see. Come on, update this. Kick is up. It is good. Let's do the play-by-play right here. Look at that. Literally 10 minutes almost exactly. That's insane. That is such a good drive for them. You literally can't run it. You cannot do that any better. That's crazy. Just an insane drive for him, man. Ginn is already selling worse than 1942. Ted needs to lay off the alcohol. Dallas, damn, it's a lot. It is probably in this drive alone, at least 6 guys were being taken off the field. Some of them coming back on, some of them not. It's just been a ton of them for sure. Boogie Roberts asking to be picked back up on a team. He forgets, dude, Mike Rapoli hates them vets. He probably told Rick that you're not allowed to start Perez. Just crazy, man. Let's look at this real quick. Gates is currently not on a team right now. I don't remember if he actually officially retired, but he's not on a team right now. Yeah, Chris, it's definitely a shame. Like, they do have a shot, but they literally have to get the 4th and 12, because if their defense gets back on the field, they're screwed. But if they're able to stay on offense, they still do have a shot. They just have to... They have to score 2 touchdowns. They have to go for 2, because if they're in overtime, they're going to lose. But, looking rough. But overall, it was nice having you here for a bit. Chris, hope to see you in the next one. Looking to have a good support attendance. Yeah, I mean, especially if you get a win here, it's going to help out a lot as well for the next game, with it being Friday, but... They fucking suck so bad, bro. The defense is looking rough. I mean, this is looking like their worst game overall. Even the offense looking bad. It's looking like they may have been found out a bit on offense, so it is definitely not looking good. I mean, granted, silver lining, you are 3-0. Worst case scenario, you only need to go 3-3 the rest of the season to make the playoffs. And that's absolute worst case scenario. If you go 3-3, you'll still probably make the playoffs, and that's definitely doable, but yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, what you really got to do is you got to get the 4th and 12. If you can score a touchdown, get the 4th and 12, and then score again, get a 2-point conversion, that's your path to victory. You can definitely eat out 6.5 minutes and eat out the timeouts for Columbus and do that, but we'll have to see. Yeah, the Columbus is going to move up in the power rankings for sure. Biggest first-round series, Nuggets-Wolves is probably the biggest series for sure. I honestly think the Lakers-Rockets is going to be closer than a lot of people think. The Rockets are a team that I feel like has been disappointing this year, and I think that even though they should, honest to God, sweep the Lakers with the injuries. I just have a feeling it's going to be way closer of a series than expected, but we'll see. Knicks-Hawks could be a good one, too, just because the Knicks might choke, but we'll see. Where do the Renegades drop? St. Louis, it depends on how the games go tomorrow, because it also depends on what St. Louis does. Because if St. Louis wins tomorrow, depending on how it goes, DC and St. Louis might be above them. Kick us up to the 10, the 20, the Renegades get to the 25, and you're going to be taking that 26. I would say at worst, they fall to probably like 4. I don't think they fall more than 4, but 4 is probably where they fall at the worst. Because Orlando can overtake them, and St. Louis can overtake them, and that's it. So that's the absolute worst they fall. But it also depends how this goes, because there is a world where they still stay at number 2 for me, depending on how these games go. If DC wins and Birmingham wins, they probably honestly stay at 2 for me. And I just say it was a bad game, you had back-to-back, blah, blah, blah. Keep them at 2, but we'll see. You want to see the world upside down? What's this supposed to mean? Okay, so, bro, what's going to happen? He's going to be drinking something out of the cup holder, and you're not going to know how it happens. The car's just going to flip. Because this guy literally flips cars out of nowhere. We'll see. Aviators to 4? Absolutely not. They ain't going to 4. The Kings are still above them, to me, because the Kings have overall looked better this season, so I am going to keep the Kings above them, even though it was against Houston. I know it's going to piss some people off, but I think the Kings deserve to be above them. They're going to be above the Houston, so they're going to move up at least one spot. At least one. Upwards, I think the max is 6 for me. Like, if Birmingham gets crushed, they're probably going to be above Birmingham. Reed is getting pressured, and he slips and falls after being touched, and he's down. So defend football, baby. Hopefully it ends up being a good stream. Hope maybe you can stop by and just do one quick message, but at least we're going to be able to see you here. They'll be here for the rest of the game, but something else. Yes, it's looking bad right now. Oh, he's looking for... I don't know what he's looking for. Bro's getting held. WrestleMania 42 is tomorrow. Hey, the one thing that is good, though, is that, you know, if you are a wrestling fan, WrestleMania starts at 6. The second UFL game starts at 3. So you can literally go back to back to back with it, bro. It's going to be great. You can go back to back 2 UFL games right into WrestleMania Night 1, which you'll love to see. Okay, let me click on this Warriors Sun game. Is it really looking that bad? Oh, it's looking that bad. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. It's looking that bad. Week 4 inactive. Snoop Connor's inactive. Damn, their already not great ground game is even worse. It's going to be ass this year, calling it right now. It's going to be something. I mean, you got 2 companies that both don't seem to know what they're doing. Like, let's squash MJF in like a minute to Darby Allin. Yes. Great booking. Pat McAfee, great booking. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, right, exactly, man. I forgot Perez is still in the league for some reason. We'll see what happens. 1-9 for BM. Oh, my God. Dallas is still going. They used their challenge. They successfully got it. Ball is snapped. Reed throws it to the right. It's a rocket pass. That's a very Jalen McClendon-esque throw. He rocket passed that one. It was incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Dallas. 5.5 minutes left. Oh, my Peter. Trying to get some back from Uso. 5.5 minutes left for the Dallas Renegades to try and win this game. They really do need to go for the 4th 12. Let's see. Let Perez cook. Yeah, it's... With how Reed's been playing, the questions about Perez coming in are definitely going to be starting because he is looking a bit worse every week. He's still not looked bad in a game, but he hasn't been looking, like, all insane. Nice throw right there to the tight end. It is caught for a 1st down. It goes out of bounds. 5 minutes left. Yeah, dude, Rapoli hates them vets, bro. Gidno wants to keep playing. Speaks was at a game. He might want to keep playing. Bogey wants to keep playing. Odom wants to keep playing, but these guys ain't in the league. It's like, come on, man. Pens and Flyers, that's going to be such a great series. Ball is snapped. Reed looks to the middle of the field, looks to the right. Getting pressured. He ends up getting about a yard. That could have easily been a 4-yard loss. He ends up gaining a yard. Overall solid play for Reed. Was able to make something out of nothing, get at least 1 yard instead of lose a few, but it is 4.5 minutes left in the game. Dallas has got to score quickly. But we'll see if they can get this. The series is going to be tied 1-1. Will be cinema. Dude, that's going to be such a great series. Ball snapped. Rolls out to his right. Throws it over the middle to Tyler Vaughn, who catches it. Ooh, stays on the feet, but still goes down. It's about a 5-yard gain for him. However, Silvers is fine. Yeah, Wild Star is going to be a great series. I think that's probably going to be the best series in the first round. Ooh, maybe Tampa Bay Buffalo. That's going to be a great series, too. Ooh, I mean, no, not Tampa Bay Buffalo. Tampa Bay Montreal. That could be a great series. Hell, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Boston's going to be a great series. There's a lot of great series in the first round, bro. Stanley Cup playoffs, bro, every series is good. Like, the third worst series in the Stanley Cup is almost always better than, like, the third best in the NBA, dude. The Stanley Cup playoffs are just something else, man. Thank God it's starting. Ball is snapped. Reed looks to the middle of the field, throws it. It is caught to Tyler Vaughn, who gets to the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25. He goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Huge play for the Renegades. They desperately needed that. They need to score back-to-back touchdowns and get the 4th and 12. Incredible play for them right there. Boogie should join the Kings. No stranger to defense being robbed by refs. Hey, he was there last year. He definitely should be, but we'll see. Or actually, not terrible. Yeah, the Pirates, bro. What a team. Having Kutch back last year was so awkward, too. I mean, hell, the Oilers have somehow made it to the Cup final twice in a row. I know there's still the issues with Draisaitl and all that, but I got a feeling the Avs get bounced a bit early. Granted, they play in the second round, which is when they would get bounced early, but we'll see. Honestly, the Avs, Golden Knights, Wilder, Stars, I could see coming out of the West. I could see any of those teams pull it off. Yeah, Sector, the Aviators are looking pretty damn good right now. But let's see if Dallas can score here. If they can score here, they're at the 11-yard line. If they can score here, man, it'll be huge after the penalty that was accepted. Got him an extra few yards for roughing the passer. Ball is snapped. Reed looks to the right side of the field. It is thrown. It is cut. There is a flag. Gets about 5 yards. Currently, it is 2nd and 5 at about the 8-yard line, but there might be a flag on the offense. Don't celebrate clock is 100%. To be Houston in real life. Columbus versus Houston. Face mask on the offense, and they lose a bunch of yards here. Yeah, I mean, especially with the 4th and 12, I mean, that's the biggest thing. And the 4th and 12 gives you such a huge advantage. If you score a touchdown here, then you have the 4th and 12. You get the ball back at decent field position, then you can go score another one. Again, Brahma showboats last year, 2 years ago. They scored 2 touchdowns in like 50 seconds of game clock, which is insane. Fan Unite. Let's see what the Renegades do here. They lose 10 yards. They got to score a touchdown. They cannot kick a field goal. They need a touchdown. 1st and 25. Ball is snapped. Reed looks to the middle of the field, looks to the right, throws it over the middle. It gets tipped at the line of scrimmage. It is incomplete. 2nd and 25 now for the Renegades. They gotta be moving quicker. I don't know why they're taking so long. Clock keeps going until you're under 2 minutes. Yes, you have a lot of time under 2 minutes, but you gotta keep going quick. Show a little drone in the background. Oh my god. Cute little drone, just teeny little drone like this big, just floating around. 2nd and 25, down to 8 seconds. Man, they lose way too much clock there. Ball snap, look at the middle of the field, throws the dump off. It is caught. Ooh, nice hurdle. Gets to the 20-yard line. Gets about 6 yards, but they got to get a lot more. They got to get about 19 yards in 2 plays. Remember Battlehawks, Brahms, and Battlehawks came back to win? Yeah, class. That was another one of those. That was 3 years ago. That was a week 1 game, right? When Chase Garbers is mentioned. Chase Garbers, watch out. I'm going to slide and go out of bounds 4 yards before the first down marker when nobody's near me to protect my body. Oh, my God. At least there will not be a playoff hockey in Ginsburg. Oh, man. Who wins? Kings, the Aviators? I like the Kings. I think they're just such a consistent roster, but man, the Aviators are looking good tonight. Really, the ground game is looking really good tonight, and the defense and the special teams. The team's just looking good. Well, the 2-minute warning definitely should have been a bit quicker on that drive, but you still got time, and 2 minutes, if you have timeouts as well, like as you know in the UFL, 2 minutes is an eternity with the college rules, but you got to score 2 touchdowns, so we'll see. I went to the Showboats Maulers 0-22 game. Oh my God, don't say that, bro. That's so rough to say. What a bad time. The Aviators even stuffed the night. Yeah, I mean, they did. Again, the back-to-backs we're seeing, because it's the second back-to-back, we're seeing how much of an advantage it has for the team that lost the first week, because that's now twice where they're going to, barring the comeback gets completed, second week in a row where the losing team ends up winning a rematch, which is setting another trend right. And this is Friday, and Friday, this does buck the other trend. I believe so far the away team had been undefeated every single time on Friday night, so this is bucking that trend, but yeah. A Showboat's ball cap. I mean, I know the main reason with the quarterbacks is the fact that you don't have time. Like, when you're in practice, the starter gets all the reps with the starting lineup. The backups never really do. But we have seen it work before. 2022 Generals, it worked. You had 2 quarterbacks that you subbed in and out. You had 2 running backs you subbed in and out, and it worked. The biggest issue is that teams, especially now, they try to get backups that are so similar to their starter to where even if you do put it in the backup, it's not like the biggest difference in the world sometimes, which is why the Generals worked so well, because you had 2 totally different quarterbacks in DeAndre Johnson and Luis Perez, and it made for such a fun team. That team was so much fun to watch. It's such a shame they got hurt at the end of the season. That team could have easily won the championship. But, yeah, underrated team. 3rd and 19, ball is snapped. Reed looks to the middle of the field. He throws it deep. It is intercepted. That is game over for all intents and purposes. Up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. Oh, he looked like he was going to go for the house call. Columbus gets the interception. That is pretty much game over right there. Just a bad throw. Reed was trying to play hero ball, and that's going to end up costing him the game. We'll come back some. Dude, Derek Dillon, that's a great mention right there. Yeah, and I believe this makes I'm going to go 1 of 3 on my picks for this game. Let me see and confirm that. Let me see the bad news. Yes, that's bad news. Unless math is terrible. Nope, because that's 42 points. Yep, I'm going to be 1 of 2, because I thought it was going to be 46.5 points scored, which there would have been if they scored a touchdown, but they couldn't. So, 1 of 3 again. Yippee. Man, it was so close, dude. It's a huge run for Columbus, but yeah. Luis Perez right now. Yeah, Perez is looking to definitely get on the field. I would definitely think about it for next week for sure. Tell him not to drive home. It is definitely good for the league to see him win for sure, but Austin Reed, man, yikes. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. Gets it up for another 5 yards. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're only down to 1 team with a 0, and that's the 3-0 Storm. So far, this is now 3 teams that have a 0 fall. 2 of them in a good way, 1 of them in a bad way. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but yeah. No more winless teams and only 1 more lossless team, but we'll see. Move to 7 in the standings. Kings will run it back with a kick 6 next season. It's a prophecy. Crazy, man. Somebody take Ted Kinn's keys. Oh, my God. as a winless team. Dude, it's so weird because when you really look back on it, they were so much better than Birmingham that day. The red zone defense carried Birmingham. Like, they dominated them, but it's so weird because outside of that, it's something about the team, they just don't look good in anything they do. Even when they're dominating, they don't look good. It's so weird, but yeah. If DC just, are they your number one? I mean, I already have them as the number one team right now, and I don't know, there's nothing I could really do to move them. If they win tomorrow, they're still number one to me. They're still the best team in the league to me. That's what I would say. How many driving reference? Oh, too many? Oh, yeah, there's a ton of them. See you, Gary. Next stream will be tomorrow. I keep forgetting I'm doing one tomorrow, but yeah, tomorrow we're doing the Defenders Battlehawks. Got to get up early for that one. Oh, God, I got to get up early for that one. I'm not used to that. Man, I'm going to be tired live stream. 46 rushing attempts is the UFL record. Crazy. That's actually pretty crazy. Let's see, a minute and a half left. I mean, technically it isn't over, but it's over, so we'll see what happens here. Watch Dallas somehow get like a true poverty touchdown with like 10 seconds left. That would be pretty funny. 3rd and 2, just going to run this one. There's no reason to pass this. You're going to just want to eat up clock no matter what, but let's see. Ball snap. Ooh, they fall, so they're going to get the ball back, I guess, you know. Yeah, okay, it's over. Like let's not joke. It's over, but yeah. Yep, Orlando's the only undefeated team left right now. That's gonna be a good game tomorrow. I hope that ends up being as good a game as we think it is. 12:30 on Fox. Hopefully it ends up being great, but we'll see. Dude, there's so much on this weekend. The Heritage, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, baseball, UFL. You got, again, soccer is near its end for its regular season. Like, dude, the Premier League races. Oh, my God, dude. Tottenham might get relegated. Oh, that'd be cinema, bro. Arsenal finishing second and Tottenham being relegated would be cinema. But we'll have to see about that. Because let me see. When is the Premier League fixtures? I would not be against watching one of those, depending on when they are. Let's see. When does... What? Oh, no. No, I didn't. Wait, where are the matchups at? Tottenham plays Brighton. Okay, 12 and keep up that score. Arsenal plays Man City tomorrow. Ooh. I mean, Sunday. Ooh, 11:30 a.m. I might have to get up early for that game, dude. That's going to be cinema, bro. If they lose that game, oh, that'd be so funny if Arsenal loses. Love the upset victory. Hey. Never say never, but it's pretty much over. Arsenal, Man City. Dude, if Man City wins that game, oh my God, that'd be so funny. I gotta get up early for that. I gotta get up early for that one. Because it's not like there's anything playoff game, I think, for, you know, the other sports at 11:30 a.m. I hope so. It's for military people, so you'd hope it ends up being packed, but we'll see. Definitely a very intriguing decision to go to Fort Hood and not, like, Choctaw or something, but hey, it is what it is. Punt is up. It looks like a deep punt, at least from the initial kick. That looked like a really good punt. It is a really good punt. Recovered at the 10-yard line. Cuts to the right. Gets you down at about the 15-yard line. You got 45 seconds left. You got to score a touchdown basically in an average of 20 seconds each. I got a feeling they're not going to be able to pull it off, but we'll see. I think they did say that family members are allowed if you're a family member of them, but obviously that's still just, you know, it's still not like the largest group of people, but yeah. Oh my God, dude. You're already getting beat. Now you're just trying to bounty gate? That's so stupid. That looks like a penalty on Dallas right there. We have not gotten the official attendance number yet, but yeah, Chris, it is, that was, something else right there. It'll look like a well-attended show was game. Oh my God, so what, like 4,000? Okay. But let's see what happens to Dallas. I mean, hey, 45 seconds, never say never, but let's see. So because of the great penalty that had no reason to take that to 8-yard line. Goddamn Renegades. Last 4 drives, only 69 yards. That's a bit rough. So let's see what they do here. It looked pretty good. We just haven't got the number yet. Dallas ranking is still top 3. Depends how it goes. They're going to be anywhere from still 2 to 4. That's how it is for me. Depends how tomorrow goes. They're going to be 2 to 4. I don't see any world where they fall anywhere worse than 4. And I do see a world where they still stay at 2. Ball is snapped. Reed is rolling out to his left. There's a flag, probably on the offense. Throws it deep. Wow, what an overthrow. On a naval base. Oh, my God. Gambler's Levo was like under 5K, I think. I think it was like 4,800. That was the announced number, obviously, because in person was a yikes. But that's what that one was. Let's see. Yep, holding on the offense. Another damn penalty for this team. Like, come on, man. Ted should leave his keys to the staff. Oh, my gosh. Losing their U.S. Army. Yeah, that is actually hilarious. Doing it after they lose their partnership. That's great. 1st and 14 for the Renegades. Surely they score a touchdown here. Vicky Evans, oh my God, that would be great. First and 14. Surely they score a touchdown, right, guys? 36 seconds left. Come on. 36 seconds left in the game. Ball is snapped. They hand it off. And they gain about 11 yards. They're just going to end the game there. They're just going to admit defeat there. And so the Aviators get their first win of the season. It is going to be 28-14. The game ends based on this stat line right over here that we're pulling up right now. If it will pull up 202 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, in insane. Only a 19-yard rush. I mean, crazy. Time possession, this is so much closer than it really is. Like, they crushed it on this regard. This is much less than it really felt like. Total yards, they dominated them. Even yards per attempt, they had over 2 yards more per attempt. This is just crazy. They dominated them. Again, it felt like they got more sacks than they did. It just felt like they did so much. Just an insane overall day for the Aviators. Just really crazy. Insane. But, just something else for sure. Even exist anymore. But it was definitely something else. So, we're down to one team with a 0. That's the 3-0 Orlando Storm. That's it. Stoops gets a few yards, gets out of bounds, then game's over. So, 28-14 is your official final score. The Renegades lose for the first time this season on the road. Their first road game happens to be a loss. The Aviators hold on and get the big W for them. 12 new posts. Not seeing any attendance posts, so I guess we'll get that after the game. But overall, man, a big win for the Aviators. Their first win of the season. They needed this win to actually stay alive. Again, next stream is tomorrow morning at 12:15 EST for the Battlehawks Defenders game. So if you want to be notified for that, subscribe with the bell, turn on, think about becoming a community member. And as always, guys, this is a great stream. But as always, guys, have a great night. See y'all tomorrow.